What up, what up, what up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach
yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
With the gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB show.
What up, what up, what up? We are back in the building. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday, and it's going to be Talk That Talk for real. We're about to debate several different things. Steve Kim joins us. We're going to dive into some debate topics with Steve Kim. He's got his own segment today. Live, pound the like, subscribe, become a member. We need 1,000 members. We need 50,000 subscribers by April 1st. Pound the like. Come on over and join. Everybody on TikTok, everybody on IG, everybody on Twitter, come through and join the party. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday, and we're about to get after it. And I'm starting the show again with another Cam Newton debate, another Cam Newton topic, and another Cam Newton thumbnail. We got to talk to the person who he fought with yesterday. I got to speak to him. He was going to hop on the show live. He ended up doing another show. And obviously now he's come out and said he can't do our show. How ironic. People balk at coming on this show. I'm just going to keep it real. They're scared a little bit when it comes to this topic and football in general, because I believe they know who I am, obviously, but they think they know that I'm going to say some things, ask some things because of my stance. And they know that I see right through bullshit. Cam Newton apparently lied, according to several other people involved, especially Stephon Brown, who he fought with. He was on a show yesterday, Stephon Brown was, with the other person with the dreads, and came out and said that Cam told those two guys that he was their daddy and that you were a little boy and I made you, I paid for you, blah, blah, blah. Here's the question I have for those guys. At the end of the day, you still tried to jump the man instead of catch a fair one. And if Cam put his hands on you, dog, it's a one-on-one fight. It is what it is. That's what men do. It's a fight. But I want to know why we don't see this ghetto fuck fest at the Peyton Manning camp. And that's what I was going to ask the motherfuckers. Y'all don't realize the precedent you are setting for these young kids. And it is what it is. But can you imagine some cats rushing Peyton Manning like that, or Eli Manning? It's a culture thing. That's unfortunate. And listen, I am from it. I am in it. And I'm about it. But our kids deserve better, dog. Truly they do. Adults doing this is foul, especially a $100 million former NFL quarterback with a platform and who is a figurehead on top of that. A figurehead in the community in Atlanta to boot. Sad day in Atlanta and in youth football world. 7-on-7 is a joke, period. And, listen, I've talked to several people on the phone, several different people. And I'm just telling you straight out, I have several different confidential videos that I've received that Smitty has seen, that Bailey has seen. This ain't just an Atlanta thing. This ain't an Atlanta thing. I'm going to show you, though, a couple things that I can show you a little bit of that's happened over the same weekend that this happened in Atlanta across America. This 7-on-7 thing is a joke. It's a mockery. And our kids deserve better. Fatherless, with a father, both parents, no parents. I don't give a shit about the excuses anymore. The kids deserve better, and only kids know what they know. Kids don't know what they don't know. And we are setting them up for massive fucking failure. Period. Just telling you. So nobody gets a pass, by the way, to me. Listen, the Cats didn't want to come on the show. They said that Cam Newton reached out to them to reconcile the differences. Apparently, they squashed their beef. Stephon Brown, who was coming on the show, issued a statement. He issued this statement. I know it's too small. We got to fix our layouts. It happened on the rant yesterday, too. But this right here basically saying, in a nutshell, you know, we don't condone violence. We didn't want to have any violence, blah, 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 and et cetera, et cetera. Don't start none, won't be none. Just remember that. And the bottom line is you jumped this cat. You jumped him. At the end of the day, you still jumped the cat. And I don't care if he called you his daddy, if he put his hands on you, then it's a one-on-one scrap. It is what it is. So, I don't know. But listen, my great co-host, Ball State legend, Naptown's finest, Far East Side, 317, Fox very own, AR5 goggle wearing, Lamar Jackson defending, think he can hoop in. Now, LA's finest. From Naptown to LA. Our co-host, our very own Big Smitty. Welcome, my man.
Yeah. What's going on with chat, man? What's going on? We back, man. Talk That Talk Tuesday. I see the chat is already popping. We got almost 500 people in less than 10 minutes. We got Lucy in it. What's going on, Lucy? I see you talking to me right now. And what's going on, JB? How you doing?
Big Smitty, you heard me start the show off with this Cam Newton thing. Is he a liar? We had you were privy to the conversation yesterday after the show. We were trying to pull him in during the show. We got that connection. They were calling us during the show live. I didn't know that's the reason or who the call was for or from, so I didn't know. We found out during the show. We tried to bring him in during the show. We'd have been the first show to have him on. He ended up going on some other shows. Him and his boy, the one with the dreads that you saw Cam pulling around, who was talking about that quarterback, your favorite throwing Atlanta quarterback, blah, 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 that guy.
Yeah.
So we would have had them on the show. They declined to come on late last night because apparently they told me, I'm only going from their word, and I don't know these cats at all. I know you've done some research too because they played in the MAC. He basically said that Cam reached out, reconciled. That's what the guy told me. Reconciled. We don't want to say nothing anymore right now. We want to clear this up, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not mad at that. I feel him, actually. I'm like, all right, it's about the kids at the end of the day. He dropped a tweet about the whole scenario. He came out and released a statement. One of my good friends out here on the West Coast who advocate went off on the two cats on his Twitter. He kind of went off on him. I DM'd him privately, and I'm like, "Hey, dog, there's more to it. We got some grassroots in this. We know Cam talks some shit. Do. This cat's home. He's very, very in tune to this 7-on-7 shit, and these young kids too. He told me that Cam funded the thing. It's his money. He put those two cats on. They used to coach for his team. And Cam basically, the cat basically was like trying to find an end to get a clout chasing opportunity that we're so accustomed to nowadays on social media. So this guy came out and blasted those two dudes, the guy I know. He defended Cam. I told him that I got a call from a Division I guy that knows some situation that's not on Cam's side and defending the other two cats. So there's a debate. We would have loved to have it with the two dudes. They declined to come on. I truly think, though, they declined to come on, not because they're scared or whatever, but because I think they know that who I am in my space. Like I'm going to ask questions that probably, no offense to the female who interviewed him yesterday on whatever show that was, but she ain't going to ask him what the fuck I'm going to ask him. She ain't going to ask him like, dog, this is my wheelhouse. Like,
right.
I think they know that, and they know that real recognizes real, and I think they're embarrassed. I'm going to keep it 100. I think they're embarrassed to come on this show because they know that they're a fucking mockery. Let's just be real. This 7-on-7 shit's a joke. This happened, Smitty, over the weekend in Las Vegas. These are parents, Smitty. These are parents.
That's what makes it so much worse, man. Like, if kids do it, all right, kids being kids, we can coach that up and figure that out. But when you got 40 and 50-year-olds doing it, it's like, come
right
on,
here,
man.
look. Pow!
Yeah, like, this is ridiculous, man. These parents out here
not
happy
Mom?
with their own lives.
What are you doing, Mom? Like, what are you doing, Mom? If my mom was in there, Smitty, I'm throwing your ass. Mom, get the fuck out of there.
I don't know if she's a teen mom or what, but I don't know, man.
And Smitty, you saw the other video I sent you that was about 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
That I don't want to show because of some people involved in that thing that I don't even want you to know about. But this is 7-on-7 across America. It's not just Atlanta and Cam Newton. This was in Vegas this past weekend. One of the largest 7-on-7 tournaments every year is in Vegas. I know the people that run it. That was it. And there's a reason they charge parents $40. Because the parents are the reason why shit starts.
Every time.
Parents will pay $40 and go do that still.
Yeah. I don't get, like I said, the only thing that makes sense to me is that, to me, these parents are trying to live in some weird past. A lot of these parents weren't able to reach the heights that they wanted to, and they're trying to live vicariously through their kids. And now they're out there on the field talking more trash and more shit to the other parents than the kid is doing on the actual field itself. And it's leading to fights and arguments and all types of situations. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, there's no, I could never see myself on a 7-on-7 field as a father and fighting another parent. Like, I could never, because it's just so embarrassing, not just for yourself, but for your kid. Like, everybody know that that's your daddy out there fighting. Like, oh, damn, here come Darnell Pops. We already know what he about to be on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like an embarrassing thing to where it's like, bro, just out of respect and love for your own kid, that should keep you away from doing all this stupid shit. I mean,
I know we're just starting to show off, dog, and I know this is a debate we could have forever. I think we're on the same side on this, but this, I gotta be honest. I got TJ. TJ, you're in here. Flowers, you in here? They played for me. We did the 7-on-7 shit because that's a high school necessity, right?
Right.
Why it never happened with me? See, this is a question, because 7-on-7 used to be about the actual high school staff and players from the high school team going out and playing in 7-on-7 tournament. That's been around since I've been in high school.
Yeah. My high school did the same thing. I traveled with my team all the way to Alabama to was it Hoover? I don't know. We went somewhere. We had our own little team that was in the 7-on-7 tournament. It was competitive. It was trash talking, but it was no issues.
The only thing I want to bring up is we played Long Beach Poly, who's our rival. We played them in a summer league passing league tournament. We also had a lineman competition with it, right? But we had an USO that a family member that I knew, Pops, took off on one of my kids. He's a lineman. He wasn't even in the tournament. He was just at the school because we went to Poly and played.
Right.
This is a West Side Long Beach thing versus East Side Long Beach thing. there's hoods involved, there's essays, there's brothers, there's polys, there's a lot involved there in Long Beach, right? So took off on him. We played Poly that year in the game 6 months later. And then that kid in the shake line, my kid, took off on him after the game.
Damn.
And I had to talk with that kid. I love that kid to death that took off on him. And he waited 6 months, man. He like waited and calculated, waited. But we didn't have no mall breakout fight like that in a 7-on-7. And I knew the head coach for Poly. I think he suspended Pops at the time because he hit him because we had no pads on. We're in shirts. You know what I mean?
Right.
But other than that, if my kids talk shit, whatever, I'm checking them right out the gate. There's no escalation here. But we don't have coaches coaching them no more. We have trainers and street agents who are out here promoting and using kids. They're not coaching and teaching kids shit. It's a bunch of street agents who are out here trying to measure dick sizes against each other to see what kids they have on their fucking 7-on-7 travel team and how they talk shit on social media about we got the best shit. We got our kids go to fucking, like, you know, my kids got 40 offers. Not from you, homie. They're not getting offers from 7-on-7. So, and Latrell's right here. He played for me. He said we couldn't even complain to the refs. Fuck no. My kids weren't allowed to talk to refs, Smitty. See, that's the problem, though. Like, these cats you see all the cats that talk to refs in high school, 7-on-7. I wish a motherfucker would, a 7-on-7 receiver, go over there and start talking to a ref underneath my watch. Like, that's the problem. We allow shit. It's so bad to watch, Smitty, right now. Like, I could not watch it. I kind of want to go back and coach just one time to do it. Because I really, truly think that the kids would come in and be like, oh, shit, I think I could still do it. And I think they would buy in. But I think coaches are so scared to do it because they think the kids are going to transfer, leave, etc. I'm telling you, you can still do it. I'm telling you, but
you can definitely do it. It's a respect thing. I think if the players respect you, I don't think a lot of players will leave. You always get a handful of guys who just soft and can't handle it and they going to do their thing, but you don't want them anyway. But the guys who you really want, who are true football guys, true young men who can handle coaching, and they know that what you're saying is coming from a good place and it's actually benefiting them in the long run, they'll stay. It's a respect thing. I think a lot of players leave because they don't respect their coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because that coach can't really galvanize the troops and bring the room together. You know what I'm saying? So these players are like, you know what, I'm gonna cut out. You know, but a guy like yourself, you know, I mean, you know, I've had some amazing coaches in high school who to this day I still talk to. You know, shout out to my D-line coach Corey Clark. You know, it's a guy like if you respect the man because you know how much they really care about you as a young man, even outside the football field, you'll take some more coaching and some tough nose, hard nosed coaching because you know that they're there for you. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think these coaches nowadays, man, I think we're lacking. This is where I do think we're lacking some experienced coaches, some older coaches. I think more at the younger levels. You know what I'm saying? I think at the high school levels, it would be beneficial to have some older cats, some OGs who've experienced, you know, college, even maybe NFL, just experience life though, more than anything, who has a little bit more maturity to them. You see a lot of these guys who are, you know, 25 years old, you know, even my age, you know, coaching. And again, I'm not saying I'm just super young, but I'm not that far removed from playing. And I think sometimes we get out there, we're coaching, and we get excited, our adrenaline gets going, and we feel like we still out there playing. And we forget that, hold on now, you're now the adult in the room. You're now the coach in the room. There has to be a separation between you and how your players act. And if you're out there fighting and swinging every time someone makes a joke about you or says that you're their son and they're your daddy, what type of example are you showcasing for the rest of the kids out there who you're supposed to be leading and trying to show them a better life and a better lifestyle? So
the kids nowadays, though, this is the problem. If you get on them and a coach does finally drop their nuts and get after a kid, the kid will go to a different 7-on-7 team with their homie. The street agent who just hollers at his mama trying to hit, to be honest, I told Whitlock this yesterday, that's what it is. These street agents are just trying to hit the kid's mama. They're trying to get with the mama, and they get this kid. They sell him a pipe dream. They get the kid. That's why the kid plays on 7-on-7 teams. And then you yell at them in high school, and then he transfers high schools and goes wherever the street agent tells him to go. That's the problem in this whole thing. It's all fucking convoluted. It's so bad. We got to get to the quote of the day, Big Smitty, brought to you by Bet Online. And we're going to drop the Bet Online commercial. What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's Bet Online. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to Bet Online today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Peace. Coach, thanks. All right. Big Smitty, quote of the day.
Yes, sir.
Life is like looking for your phone. Most of the time, it's in your hand.
Or in your pocket. It's somewhere close by.
I've
been there a couple times, JB. I'm like, damn, where's my phone? I'm like, it's right here. I'm tripping.
That's why I'm single.
Ain't got nothing to do with it.
Now, this one's cold, Smitty. Contrary to belief.
Why you laughing?
The longer you stay single, the longer they fuck your future wife.
Dog. You a crazy, you a cold-blooded breed, man. It's true for the most part, unless you go young, unless you go like young, like when you know what I mean. You see these 60-year-old people with these 29-year-olds, whatever. But even so, the longer you wait, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Unless that woman just waiting for you and she's super duper spiritual and she ain't messing with nobody until she get married, which is very, 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 very rare. So, JB, that's for yourself. Just know that. Just know that.
I ain't worried about my future.
You can't be single forever, JB.
My future wife out there she fucking me too.
You're not gonna be single forever, JB. It might be at 70 where you just get your whole mind just shifts. But there's no way you're gonna just be. Nobody wants to be single their entire life.
Boom! Put a bullet in my motherfucker. It was in me at 70. If I
want to be single their entire single.
70, Smitty. If I find it at 70, I'm fucked. Literally, and
nobody sit at home by yourself all damn day. I know you got your dogs, but dogs don't dogs got a short lifespan, unfortunately.
Lovely day. Dogs are lovely, Smitty. It'll give you peace, Smitty. I could sit here, smoke a stick. Nobody's bitching and moaning and
they be shitting, throwing up and pissing everywhere and ripping shit off the ground.
That's a puppy. That's like a baby wiping his ass. Same shit. Hey, if you thought that was bad, Smitty, poll question's worse.
Oh, shoot.
You ever fuck with somebody and they... What's your?
Now, what's yours, motherfucker? What's yours?
Hey,
you throwing it at me and trying to get me in there.
Drop it, chat. Drop it in the chat. What have they done? D Jones said burning. Are they burning? Woo, you won't know that, D Jones, for about 2 weeks, homie. I'm talking about in the bed. Have you ever fucked with somebody and they...
Finish the statement, Lucy.
Piss in your bed? Piss in your bed?
Altina.
Piss in your bed?
Ooh-wee. Grown-ass woman pee in your bed?
Give me one, Smitty.
He said pee on your bed.
Squirt.
Fart.
Squirt. Fart.
Oh, she getting deep. She's talking about some other stuff. Look, Jada said breath stink, have dirty nails, smell like hot dog water, and earring backs. Earring backs stinks. Like for you to say that, Jada, that's a very specific scent that you didn't really been through before. You messed with some nasty brothers, Jada. Earring backs, that's a horrible smell.
What happened?
Jada had a whole list of just different things that she didn't experience, I guess. Like she said, breath stink, have dirty nails, smell like hot dog water, and earring backs. Like earring backs is a very unique, specific, nasty ass smell. For you to say that, she's talking about the earring, like she's talking about the fucking in the hood. If you ain't got an earring back, you just get an eraser from a pencil and put it on the back of the earring. Like that's a nasty ass smell, Jay, that you experienced.
Tina said, JB, that's so small-minded. Every woman isn't out in the streets. You watch too many Tubi movies. I don't even know what Tubi is. First of all, let's clear the air. I don't even know what Tubi is. Second
preach
of all,
out, Tina, preach.
We got women in here. Second of all, I'm not small-minded. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm not judging nobody. I'm glad y'all ain't out there in the streets. You are, but you're not. So I'm not tripping. That's why I do that. I do me. I ain't talking about you, Tina. Is it Atina?
Y'all. Find out some love, y'all.
Is it Atina or Atina? I want to pronounce your name right.
Together, y'all.
I want to pronounce her name right. I want to pronounce her name right. Smitty, you ever had, motherfucker anal and some shit came out?
I've heard stories about that one, JB. I haven't been through that myself.
You young. You ain't experienced no
experience. I'm still young. You put me on game right now.
No real shit. Literally.
He said literally.
All right, let's get to the show. What a banger to start the show off with. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. We need 50. We need 1,000 members, dog. $1.99. Fucking be a member if you're not one.
How many members we got?
About 500 and something. We need about 1,000. We need 1,000 members. We need 50,000 subscribers. We got about 36,000 right now. We need 14,000 subscribers away. We need to get them faster than normal. We need to get them fast. So everybody on TikTok, you should come over and become a member and subscribe to this YouTube channel. There's 200 people on TikTok right now. You can't come over and be a member? All right, Smitty. Let's get to it. The Jets, I'm sorry. It is Smitty's time to shine. And we start to show off every day like this, and we're a little behind. But you know what? Smitty Said So is up and running. Ooh, I like this segment. I want to talk. Let me just shut up.
I appreciate you, JB, man. Smitty Said So, man. Brought to you by Prize Picks, man. Listen, I know All-Star Weekend is old news now, but a topic that was trending all throughout the week was the dunk contest. And let's be real, y'all. In recent years, the contest has been very hard to watch. So much so that the NBA had to bring in G League guys to compete in the contest to try to give it a buzz. And just seeing this happen year after year made me question what really happened to guys wanting to compete. When I was growing up, man, I don't care if it was hopscotch, checkers, Uno, football, basketball, you name it. Real men wanted to prove our dominance in everything we did. We didn't care what it was, man. We wanted to compete. And for some reason nowadays, you're not seeing that same competition amongst men. I don't know what the answer is, but in my opinion, everything right now is about getting the bag. And listen, y'all know me. I love money. I'm all about getting your money, getting paid. Whatever you do, get paid. I'm not saying lose that. But at the same time, you need to keep that edge that got you that bag in the first place. And right now, whether it's the NBA, NFL, college sports, high school sports, whatever, guys are so worried about just getting the bag that they're losing sight of the competitive edge that they had that got them to that position. You think about the dunk contest, man. We're seeing guys that you got to Google to see who they are. I don't know who these guys are. Hey, shout out to Mac McClung. It's not his fault at all. It's not his fault that he got an opportunity. He's taking advantage of it. He won 2 back-to-back dunk contests. Shout out to you. But it's a bigger problem. It's like a Mac McClung shouldn't even be in the conversation. Toppin shouldn't even be in the conversation. Like, what happened to the day that the real stars, the Jordans, the Kobe's, etc., they were competing in the dunk contest? I saw Stephen A. did a video basically blaming this whole thing on LeBron James. I do think LeBron takes some of the blame, but I also just think that with social media and the different avenues of building brand and money has caused these athletes to feel like the dunk contest, the Pro Bowl, all these other things just no longer matter. So I guess for me, man, my message for everybody, especially young players growing up, no matter how much money you make, continue to keep that edge and don't be afraid to compete and take chances. Don't be afraid to lose. You might go out there and compete and you might embarrass yourself. You might take an L, but that's okay. That's a part of life. Go out there and compete, man. And listen, if anybody in the chat thinks I'm wrong, listen, I'm not tripping, because guess what? I don't really care. If I said it, it's a fact, because Smitty said so, JB.
I don't agree with it. It's a fact, but that's a fact, though. I'm glad you're on my side a little bit. We can't even debate about it.
It's hard to debate. I'm just, I know the top is a little older now, but it's bigger than the dunk contest. That's just the example that I'm using. But it's like, man, I don't feel like cats are competing. Like, I used to hate losing, JB, as a little 6-year-old. I don't care if we fucking shooting in the damn, the little basketball court. We're trying to see who can make the most baskets, little stuff like that. I have memories of me being a kid and losing, and I'm so pissed and mad because I'm just that competitive. I don't know if people got that same fire no more. It's like they lose and they don't even care.
Yeah. Right now, I'm what do you call it? I'm cringing, I guess y'all say. I'm cringing right now for this part of the year, because used to be where I could turn on basketball, college and pro, and I used to love it. I'd watch whoever was on. I'd watch fucking NC State and play Wake Forest back in the day. I can't watch college basketball no more, dog. I can't watch NBA. There's just not. I can't do it. And then the All-Star games, as bad as they are, the NFL is already bad. I'm already the biggest bitcher and moaner about the NFL, so you know what I am about the NBA. It's unwatchable, and I'm not a baseball dude. So this part of the year is gonna be, I gotta be disciplined in everything I do, Smitty, because I could blow up to 400 pounds. I could smoke 1,000 cigars a day. I might just start drinking yak every day. I might be on the show drinking yak in my coffee. I got to be disciplined as hell, Smitty, so I don't just go out of here do some crazy shit.
This is why having a loved one living with you is very beneficial, especially around these times. Being single, you're just sitting there, you're stressed out. You ain't got nothing to watch on TV that you actually like and appreciate. You just sitting there by yourself, quiet in the house, fucking smoking. That's all you're doing, just sitting there. Oh, I'm good. I'm smoking. I'm drinking. It's smoking and drinking. You ain't got nothing to do for just hour. We do this show for 3 hours. We get done, and you have the rest of the day, 12 to 14 hours to sit out there.
Smitty, you know what I did yesterday? After the show, I did not finish working on our shit and working on sending out some ad spots till 3:30. You was probably already off at Fox. I was still right here.
I love the hustle. Welcome to my life, JB. Welcome to my life.
Your life is get out, get in the car, do a video. I'm on the way to Fox. Fucking head over to Fox. Fucking yeah, come on. All right, let's move on, Smitty. We got to get to this topics. That was a good little rant. I agree with everything you said. There is no competition, but this is kind of full circle for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it you starting to agree with me on some of this? Because I think last year this time, or before you came, when you got on the show, I don't think you would have done that rant right there. I don't think you would have been feeling that way. I think you would have been like, it's okay. The game's changed. You getting to be a little more on the other side. I'm just telling you.
Listen, I don't disagree with everything you said, JB. I just keep it real. So if you honest about something, I'm gonna agree with you. If you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you that too.
All right, up next, Jeff's beef. Jets and the Bills have a beef going on. Deion Dawkins, a lineman, goes off on the Jets. I don't know if you've heard this, but take a listen.
Yeah. What happened? Weirdos being weird. Weirdos being weird. You know, I don't even want to give a man no credit talking about him, you know, but number 72.
Michael Clemens.
Yeah. Yeah. Bitch boy. Bitch boy. You know, I'm going to just keep it a buck. I hate them. All of them, bro. They are all some, like, when it comes to sports, right? There's people that play the sport because they love the sport. And then there's people that play the sport just to try to be cool. I feel like they play the sport to try to be cool. Like, those are a bunch of dudes that just want to take pictures on Instagram. Like, that's whack. Like, I play this because I'll die by it. Like, but yeah, like.
Interesting.
You go ahead. I don't know.
I mean, listen, I didn't know there was a beef between the Bills and the Jets. I never even know that until this video, this moment right here. You know?
I got a little bit of insight because, you know, I got some players over there.
You do. I didn't think about that. You do got some players over there.
Yeah, I reached out. They don't like him either, obviously. I'm just like, look, Jermaine, all you got, he said, bitch boy. Is that something you guys take serious? That's all I want to know. We've had this discussion. You call a dude a bitch. He said he's a bitch boy.
In this situation, you got to take it serious. How he said he was serious about it. Like, so I think you got to take a note. And they're going to see each other. They in the AFC East. They're going to see each other. Just like you told that story earlier about your player. You see a player waited 6 months to go catch that fade. I'm not saying the Bills just going to literally fight, but we play a violent sport. And that's an old lineman, and you a D lineman or whatever. So, like, you ain't we can see it right there on the field. You can make it happen, you know. On one side of me, I actually like it, only because, like, you know, maybe it's the childish side of just being entertained by drama. And I do think drama in sports, it adds to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the old heads always talk about how, you know, Magic and Larry used to hate each other, or Isaiah and Jordan used to hate each other. They're just different rivalries and just hate. And I'm not saying this is a rivalry yet, but this type of energy is what can cause that to happen and start to create this battle year in and year out. Every time the Jets and Bills play each other, now we're going to go back to this moment and remember this. I saw Sauce Gardner was responding, kind of laughing at some of the stuff that Deion was saying, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is something that is going to cause, especially if Aaron Rodgers comes back next year and he's healthy and he's even an ounce of Aaron Rodgers. You got them, you got Josh Allen on the other side. This can end up being like two big time like teams facing off each other every single year. So on one front, I actually like it, JB. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm tripping out the cat with no shirt on, fully tatted, and it, you know, motherfucker's an old lineman, so he's not gonna be like six packed up. He talking about clicks and likes and clout. Motherfuckers with no shirt on Vlad TV. Like, I'm trying to make it make sense. Like, the hypocrisy of these young cats is embarrassing. Like, I get embarrassed secondhand, get embarrassment by some of what they say and what they do. I got a text yesterday from a couple guys at Coach, and they're saying to me, JB, I think my daily rant today might be on this. NFL players, NBA players, professional athletes nowadays have enough. What is the word? Has it like a really, really crazy addiction on being a gangster. Why do you want to be in these streets, dog? Rappers, football, NBA. We've seen the John Morants. We've seen all the issues in the NFL and the NBA and all these guys who, I mean, it goes way back, dog. I grew up with a cat named Darrell Henley who tried to pay off and bribe a judge and have him killed. He's still in jail. Played for the Rams at the time. listen, it's been around. It's not a new thing, but at the same time, why is there such an asphyxiation on getting to be in the streets? Why do you want to be gangster when you make $100 million? Like, I heard your tone, whatever this cat's name is.
Deion Dawkins.
Deion Dawkins. I hear you talking. You couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, dog. I'm just being real with you. Like, stop it. He's a bitch boy, bro. Like, it don't even sound right, homie. Like,
you've been around now. Voice don't always dictate what you can do. Mike Tyson sound like a motherfucking whoever. He'll kill you.
Yeah, context does. I'm telling you right now, like, listen, I'm a personnel guy, Smitty. I'm a character evaluator. I'm a personnel guy. This is nothing more than judging a personnel situation. I wasn't so quick yesterday when we were like, okay, we got this guy coming on the show tomorrow. We don't know who he is. We're going to find out and do some da-da-da-da-da. You see the difference. There's a difference in, I know why Cam was fucking with him. There's a reason he's in the street because he's got the kids. He's got his ear to the street because he got the kids from the street. Probably that's why Cam fuck with him, blah, 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 blah. See, it's an it factor. You got to have it. If you're from this, you got to know where you're from and where everybody's from because every hood is the same, even though it's different. So can you really recognize real? Come on, man. You're doing with no shirt on. You're in the NFL. To me, I get secondhand embarrassment. And there's a lot of this going on. And we see it in professional sports. I don't know why. I really don't. But
real quick, and I know we typically we want to move on, but like this is a good topic here because you brought up a good point. Like you're asking why do athletes want to be like gangsters so bad? And I think that's a hell of a discussion. And I blame your generation. Your generation popularized being a gangster, whether that's the music, whether that's how y'all dress, especially on the West Coast, if we're keeping it real. Y'all popularized being gangster. And now you flip it to our generation. What do we hear from your generation? Y'all soft. Y'all soft. That's all we hear. You're soft. You can't do this. Y'all wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. You soft. You soft. So, okay, motherfucker keep hearing that we soft all day. Well, we're going to show you that we're not soft. And you're seeing people out here getting in fights, at 7-on-7, calling people out, even seeing shit, even outside of sports. You're seeing these young people, especially in my city, 17, 16-year-olds. These are the ones that's out here shooting. Like more than the grown, it's the kids out here shooting before they even fight because everybody is want to prove it themselves. They want to show that they not sorry. They want to show that they hard because we have popularized that as a society, as a culture that if you are gangster, if you somebody that's feared, then that means you're respected. You know what I'm saying? And we hear that. These NFL players, they make $100 million, whatever, they still hear it. A lot of these guys are still from the hood or adjacent. They right next door. They got friends they grew up with who's in the hood. So now it's like they don't want to feel like, oh, I got money. I gotta just act holier than now, or I gotta act like Like they still want to feel like they still connected somehow, and that's what it is. Now you shouldn't be phony. If that ain't who you are, that ain't who you are. I'm not advocating that, but I'm just saying.
Okay, pause right there. Pause.
This is a reason why people are doing it, though.
Pause. You just summed it up, dog. You just said what I was getting to. I hear what you're saying. Blame us and all that. We did it for a real reason.
Not all y'all, though. Like, y'all did funny too,
we
though. Like, y'all all wasn't just fucking, like, come on, bro. Like, that don't even make sense. Everybody in the generation wasn't fucking gangster. Y'all had some snitches and phonies and people acting hard and trying to be tough in front of the actual homies because they didn't want to get punked. And, like, come on, we all... Ain't nothing new under the sun, JB. No matter how hard y'all think y'all was, ain't nothing new under the sun. When everybody in your generation just gangsters. Come on now.
Here's the difference. The money that they make now and still trying to be something they're not is what we did not do. Don't get it twisted. Darrell Henley was making $100 million. He wouldn't have been slinging rocks in the hood in L.A. Trust me. There's a difference. The money they're making now and they're still doing dumb shit blows our mind. We're like, homie, you had a chance to make all this money. You're making this money and you still want to go John Morant? Like, it doesn't make no sense. You guys, the problem is we started something and created a culture. NWA, white T-shirts, khakis, Dickies, 501s, whatever you want to call it. However we did it. We started that whole West Coast gangster rap. That was a culture in its own right. What y'all started, homie? Why you ain't gonna start nothing? Why can't you think on your own 2 feet? Why are you following us? See, you want to blame my generation. Y'all are some followers, dog. You're soft. That's why we say you're soft. How about you come up with your own thing? You got more money than ever, more opportunity than ever, and you're following what we started in the 70s and 80s with white tees and khakis, homie? That's the problem I have. Go be your own man. This guy's on a fucking TV show with no shirt on, tatted up like he's out banging. You ain't banging. Stop. You could be the difference maker. You make more money than ever. We're out here. Look at Greg Townsend. You got to see him on his show struggling. I know personally that he's trying to figure out, like, dog, come on, man. There's real shit out here, real cats out here. Greg's from Compton. Trust me. There's a different mentality with Greg and this motherfucker right here.
But let's be real, though. Like, we don't know Deion Dawkins' background. We're looking at him on this show. He got his shirt off. We think he's being goofy. I know him a little bit from just people who played with him. I met him once. Yeah, he's a silly personality, but I don't know the motherfucker soft. I don't know what he did growing up. I don't know who he is. I don't think this clip though came off as him trying to be gangster though. Like, I think it's a line. Like, just because I call somebody out or I get into a beef with somebody or I fight somebody or whatever, that don't just make you a gangster. Like, that's a line between a gang. I don't think this man no killer. I don't think he's promoting that he is that.
I think you guys have been like trained to see a 16-year-old bitch coward go by and shoot somebody, and you guys think that's gangster. These motherfuckers are cowards. There's a huge difference between what I grew up in, homie, and these cats right now that you all think are gangsters because they go by and shoot a cat at 17 years old. So we got Trigger Man at 17 years old because they're cowards. We used to walk up to your face and shoot you in the face. There's a huge difference, dog. I'm trying to tell y'all. But you guys all think you lived both times. You didn't live both times. You don't even know anything about it. You guys are on painting fingernails as men, skinny jeans, and motherfucking red boots. Come on, man. Miss me with this shit. I don't even want to hear about all that bullshit. You guys have no fucking idea. Not you, but I'm just telling you, there's a whole different generation of cat that thinks that this is how it was. And y'all ain't tough, blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. Atina, miss me. You talking out some bullshit out your ass right now, girl. LeBron defends Bronny. All right, dog. I'm going to let you dive into this. I know you're a little more abreast.
Yeah. So basically, ESPN came out and they removed Bronny James from the 2024, like the mock draft, basically. Like they don't have him projected to get drafted now going into this next season. And LeBron was responding like saying like, hey man, can y'all just let the kid be a kid, let him enjoy college basketball. The work and the results will ultimately, do the talking no matter what he decides to do. He doesn't care about what a mock draft says. He just works. It's earned, not given. So LeBron just he's defending his kid, and he follows that up and says this right here. All the other kids out here striving to be great. Just keep your head down, bladder zone, keep grinding. These mock drafts don't matter one bit. I promise you, only the work matters. All that's true, honestly. Like that's cool, and he's defending his son. I can't be mad about that. But the problem is he's kind of being hypocritical. Because I don't know if we got this older tweet. We probably don't, because I didn't tell Bailey, but it was back in like March, I think, where LeBron made a comment basically saying that I'm looking across the NBA right now and Bronny is better than half these dudes. Ha, ha, ha. So it's like, hold on, bro. On one end, you're promoting your son at a level that to me is unfair. You shouldn't be saying at the time Bronny might have been, well, I guess it was last year. So he's 17 or something like that. And you're talking about he's better than half the NBA players right now, and you're like laughing at the league. It's kind of like a shot at your teammates, your competition, etc.
Is he a hypocrite though, or is he like saying, "Oh shit, I realize my son is garbage"?
Well, I don't know. I think for me, I guess my point is this: you can on one end put him on this high ass pedestal. Now, media members are going to look at him as if he is on that pedestal. And when he's not reaching that level, you can't reverse it and be like, Hey, man, let him be a kid. Let him be a kid. That's not fair. Let him be a kid. Well, why didn't you let him be a kid when you were saying he was better than half the damn NBA right now at 17 years old? Make a choice. So, you know me, I always come and show, I say, be consistent. I'm all about consistency. And listen, I'm sure when I have kids, I'm going to be fucking bragging. I'm going to be doing all type of shit. But I'm going to say, here we go right here. Man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Shit lightweight hilarious. Like, he's laughing. He's making a mockery of it.
That was
then,
last
you know,
year.
Bronny goes out here and he's not having a great freshman year, which
That was
I
last
don't
year.
care. I, as a freshman, I wasn't that good. Like, it took me time to become what I became. So I'm giving them grace. But when you do this,
oh, that was a year ago, right?
Yep, a year ago.
Okay.
When you do this, you're no longer giving him grace. So this guy was in high school when you said this. And so now, okay, all right, Bron, let's put our eyes on Bronny then. If he's as good as you say he is, and he goes out there and he's not performing at that level yet, we gonna criticize him as the media member. He gonna get criticized, and now you're trying to wheel it back in. I hear you're being a father, but don't put him in that position in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm hearing that he's gonna sign some lucrative, crazy contract extension.
LeBron,
and that's the reason. And there's real reason for concern in LA because that means we're going to make a move to get my son here so I can end my career with my son. I can see it. I feel it. I think that's where it's going. And the Lakers are just going to be fucking shit. I think the Laker fans are going to be irate. It's going to be bad business here in LA. This kid is just this the kid that had the heart issue too?
Yes, it is.
Listen.
I don't know
if the NBA. The only reason I say that is because I don't know if the NBA or the Lakers. I heard there's a bunch of different things now in insurance policies that are coming out after the shot, after all the vaccine, all that shit. You have to be checked out totally different now. I don't know if it's in the contract. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know, but I have heard rumors that there's different literature now in contracts when you sign. From the COVID year till now, if you played if you were in high school and college before COVID and now you're entering the NFL, you went through COVID as a youngster or high schooler or college, there's literature to get out of those contracts by the NBA team and franchises. I'm sure there is, Smitty, right? I'm sure there has to be because
you would think so.
So maybe this kid falls under that. And there's a whole nother can of worms right there that we don't really know about. So like
interesting.
Maybe, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they sign him, but you can get rid of him. You don't have to spend no money on him because of maybe that loophole. I don't know. Because he did have
he could be on like a G League guy and they just bring him up just to play with LeBron. Or I don't think he's going to NBA after this year, though. Like it just doesn't make any logical sense. He hasn't done enough. He needs more experience. I don't even think he would want to go right now anyway. It would make zero sense. So I think again, I saw what you saw about LeBron signing a lucrative deal. I think from what I read, it was a multi-year deal. So that means maybe not this upcoming year, but the following year might be LeBron's like final season, and that's when they bring Bronny in, and we'll see. Maybe Bronny's fucking balling at that point. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying though. Like he don't have time to wait. Like that's my thing. I think low key, quiet as kept. That LeBron's pushing this because he knows he don't have a long time. And he thinks his son is going to develop on the run, experience, hands-on while he's playing in the league, where this could be a Ball Brothers situation where you've pushed him too much, too fast, and now you haven't even seen Lamar or fucking, what's his name?
You mean Lonzo or D'Angelo or what?
I mean, what's his name has been hurt for 2 years?
Lonzo.
We ain't even seen him. Yeah. Like, are we pushing this cat into this thing too fast? And then just so you can say I play with my son. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a low-key push right now. He's pushing him to do it. I think that's happening. But at the same time, it's going to be interesting to see how the Lakers react and respond because the Lakers need help. And we're going to dive into it, but the Lakers need some other things other than Bronny.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, it's commercial break time. TikTok will be back. Tina, don't go nowhere. Me and you going to have a discussion. I can't wait. I appreciate you, though. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member. We'll be back in 5. Don't go nowhere. Brand new commercial right here. Peace.
Fire.
So what? Mahomes is white.
No, he's not. All right, listen.
Is that Tomlin or Smitty?
Fuck you guys. Mahomes is half white. We're taking.
Nah, let me tell y'all. Hey, JB, keep it real. JB, keep it real.
Your game.
JB, keep it real. In the hood, when you mix, what are you?
They say you're black.
All right, stop. You know they say.
Racist ass Bailey don't have the white fucking graphic in here.
There you go, Bailey. Fuck the white guys.
Nice job. Oh,
look right. This just looks bad.
Look at that.
The all black team doesn't look so bad. The all white team looks awful to me. Like I don't even want to be associated with the white team.
Hey, but hold on, Matt. First of all, start up top here. Those are the coaches. Yeah.
Belichick, Andy Reid.
I got E-Dub secondary. I got E-Dub in the secondary. I got Belichick as my head coach. Andy Reid my OC.
I did 23andMe, okay? And I had 8% Nigerian. So fuck the white team. I'm going over to Schmitty's team.
Yeah.
You ain't going to put me on the graphic. I'm going to Schmitty's team. Yeah, put me on this motherfucker. Mike McDaniel's white ass is on there. You can take me. I got 23andMe, 8% Nigerian.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, we got Matt, baby. We got Matt, baby.
That's right, baby.
Come to the black delegation, Matt. Come to the delegation.
How you got Mike McDaniel?
He's a brother. Look it up.
He ain't no brother.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he
8%.
is.
He's an 8%er like me.
I got a cousin that's real light skinned. His daddy black. My uncle. They super light skinned. Trust me.
Hey, Big Smitty, is that you or Tomlin? I'm confused.
We all looking like, don't we, JB? We all looking like. So hold on, my lineup is crazy, man. I got Mahomes starting at quarterback, of course.
Mahomes is white.
I got Jonathan Taylor, healthy Jonathan Taylor at running back.
We got the list or no?
I got on my phone. The wide receivers are crazy.
How about Amon-Ra St. Brown and his brother? Their mom's white. She's German. Shit.
Nah, they brothers. They brothers.
German white.
They brothers, man. They brothers.
With the white German mom, he's still black.
You got to ask yourself this, and this shit's it's just being real. If they got pulled over by the cops, what are they gonna think?
That's not fair.
I'm just saying. That's how you got to play it. They brothers.
So that's the determiner. If you get pulled over by the cops, that's where you decide if you're a white or a black guy.
What are the fans gonna say when they pull you over?
Oh, okay. So I have a '96 Impala SS, bitch. Woo! Real clean. Every time I get pulled over in it, I roll the window down, and the cop goes, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you." And I'm like, "Oh, you racist fuck!" It's happened like 5 times. I swear to God.
All right. So CMC is the only white running back anyway, so he's gonna have to play corner also.
Well, he can play both ways. I watched him do it in high school out here. He's bad.
Fucking Travis Hunter.
He's gonna play both ways.
You know how Mendenhall is like, yeah, all the white guys suck except for that one running back white guy. He's pretty fucking good. He's not. He's
backup running back is Juszczyk. The backup running back is going to be Usage. What's his name?
Juszczyk.
He'll be the backup. He'll be
a fullback.
All right. It don't matter. He's the backup, Smitty. Just stay to your lane.
We got a white fullback. He just scored up the other day.
I know. Wide receivers. We got Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Nakua is ours. And
no.
Tight end.
Yeah,
Andrews and Kelsey.
I don't like this rule, dog.
I'm not giving y'all Nakua. I can't do it.
What do you mean you can't do it? What do you mean you can't do it?
I can't give you Nakua.
You don't get the choose. You don't get the fucking. You don't get
Chat. Is Puka Nakua white or black?
You're not allowing it, motherfucker. You got Mike McDaniel. Shut the fuck up.
He's literally black though. Like he's literally black. Like his daddy black. Like he a brother.
Mike McDaniel wore some hoop earrings once. I know that motherfucker's black.
Motherfucker McDaniel's more cracker than my motherfucking pale ass.
He's way darker than you.
He ain't darker than me. He's not darker than Nakua.
Nakua, that's what I'm saying. Nakua one of us.
He's Polly. He's
man,
ours.
keep going.
Nakua is white. Ask him, he'll tell you.
Polly's not white. Ask the chat, but keep going.
He's white.
All right. So Matt,
yes.
we just took 5 linemen plus an Uso. So we moved. I took Lane Johnson.
So we get the Usos.
We get
So the white guys get the Pollies.
Yeah.
No. We are back. That debate was so crazy, man. Team white versus team black, man.
We
Team
get
black
the
would have kicked y'all ass.
Usos.
Would have kicked y'all ass.
We get the Usos.
That don't make no damn sense. I think Usos should be in their own separate category. That should be their own little. We shouldn't be black or white.
Crazy as hell.
White is like, if you white, you white. Like, ain't no white is it's the most simple. Like, it's fucking just white. It's just water in a cup. Ain't no sugar added. Ain't no fucking. If you add anything else to the white, it's no longer white. Like white, like that's what it is. You put. If I had some milk right now, JB.
So we got 2 Usos in here, and Josh already came out and said that the Usos would be on the white side. Because
they just fuck with you, man. Josh know that y'all.
My former player said closer to black than white.
They are. If anything, bro, look at Josh's picture. No, pull up Josh. Look at Josh's picture, bro. Look at his face. What the fuck is white about him? There's nothing white. His haircut ain't white. His hair ain't white. His feet
he look Mexican.
But I'm saying, okay, Mexicans are closer to us than y'all. Like,
we ain't about closer though,
bro. That's my point. They shouldn't be on team white or team black. If you white, you're just white. Like, there's nothing else. If you add anything to white, look at this. If this fucking receipt, if I spill a little ounce of something on here, it's no longer white. I got a white shirt on right now. If I spill anything on here, it's no longer white. Y'all are the most simple. You can't do shit to it. Black is very. You could fuck around. You could be white and black. You could just be straight black and Mexican. We are the dominant fucking like color. We control. We dictate what the fuck what race we are.
Too. White and black, dominant color. What are you talking about?
But if you white and black, you're what? You're black. That's my point. We ain't never said a motherfucking mixed person is just white. We ain't never said that in the hood ever.
Because you say that. I say it. I'm going to stick with my daughter white.
Your daughter is black, motherfucker.
My daughter white as a motherfucker.
She might be fair skinned, but she's white. I got some fair skinned cousins. Go talk to them how they sound. They fucking black.
She got like a little curly hair. She got maybe a little black hair, but it's kind of mixed. Beyonce-ish hair. It's not really like, she don't need a weave or nothing. She ain't got to go get no.
All black women don't need a weave either. We wear natural too. We wear curly. Let that
all you sisters in the chat, all the sisters out here, I got 16 to 32 inch tracks, Peruvian in the house. If you guys need any, holler at me. I got some.
Racist show. All the black women I know wear that shit natural, fucking just beautiful, curly. Just let that motherfucker just looking good. That might be your generation. That might be your generation.
I've seen some of the broads on the porch. They ain't natural. Stop.
They're not all black. We got the porch. We having black, white, Mexican, Hispanic, fucking Tongan, Hawaiian, all type of shit. Usos, everything on the porch. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. What's next?
What is next? I think we got some fucking football topics coming up next. I heard that a couple running backs ain't getting franchise tags, JB. Is that true?
Yeah. Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley. Surprising AP probably has to figure it out. I bet you Josh goes back, though. I would figure he goes back. I think he's bought into AP. I don't know how they're going to work that deal. Saquon, though, I can see not going back. There's a bigger debate in this. I know we got 4 minutes to talk about this subject, but let's break this down. Jacobs, I think, is needed in Vegas. Saquon is needed in New York, but I don't know if it's the same because I think the Raiders are ascending. I think the Giants are descending. And here's a bigger thing to this. Derrick Henry, I think, is the least interest. I think he'll get the least interest from any franchise. I think Austin Eckler will get some mid to high interest because he's a touchdown scoring machine. Tony Pollard is more of a slash back. I can see him, and it's crazy, Smitty. 2 years ago, we're talking about he's the next thing, blah, blah, blah. Now, he's got basically had a mid-season without Zeke.
Yeah. And
now people are like, okay, what's this guy doing? We're going to give him up. So my roundabout way of saying this is if New York gets rid of Saquon, it opens up a can of worms at the number 6 pick because do they go after a quarterback? Because here's the issue. if you are a fan in New York and you're a diehard Giants fan, and Saquon leaves, who are you paying to go see on offense as a ticket holder?
Yeah, you tell me.
Am I going to see Danny Dimes?
I don't know. Time out. Based upon all the hype around Danny Dimes going to the NFL season last year by a host on this show, I would assume they're paying to see Danny Dimes because he's so great, right?
He got hurt. Now, hold on, though. Let's be real. First of all, you do know the Giants have the worst offensive line in football.
Excuses?
No, but I'm just saying, let's keep it real. This is a quarterback. I'd love to. So I remember when AR5 got hurt and you were on this show like, well, he didn't get no protection and blah, 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 blah. Really? But it's different for Danny Dimes. All I'm saying is this, because that'll be a whole nother debate. We can have this whole debate about Daniel Dimes if we want. All I'm saying is, if you get rid of Saquon Barkley, you have to trade for the fan base, which is shitty sounding coming from me, because I hate this whole player empowerment thing. You're going to have to, though, because you have nobody to sell tickets. You have no ticket sellers on your roster, not on offense.
Right.
The D is all right. Offensively, you got no receiver. You got an injured or hurt, injury-prone tight end, and you got who I thought was going to be big for them, and you got no wideouts. And if Saquon leaves, you have no run game, and you have no O-line. They're in shambles in New York. If that happens. Vegas, if they lose Josh Jacobs. So I just want to play a game with you real quick for the last minute of this segment. Josh Jacobs goes where?
John Jacobs, Jimmy Harper Smith. John Jacobs goes to the Baltimore Ravens and joins that backfield with, with some of those other cats. You got Lamar back there. I think it makes sense. I like John Jacobs.
I like that. You can still run read option. You can still run QB run game with Josh because he's more of a slash back. So is Pollard. Both of those backs fit Baltimore. Saquon in Baltimore is a thought that I had, but I don't know. I don't know if that fits as much as Jacobs and Pollard in Baltimore.
Saquon's coming out here to hang with me and you, JB. He's coming to Cali, LA Chargers.
Harbaugh apparently has a connection with him. I don't know, just because of this time at Penn State and Michigan, but I don't know if they can make that happen. I don't see the huge – I don't know why you're so keen on getting rid of Eckler if you're in the charge. Eckler's a scoring machine. He leads the NFL in score.
Yeah, he has a knack for the end zone, which is great. But I don't. Do you think Eckler's like an every down, give the ball 25 times and get down the field and get big runs, or he's just a guy who you get to the red zone and he's just good at finding the end zone? Like, there's a difference to me.
We haven't seen an offense there, in my opinion, that was balanced. Put everything on the shoulders of Herbert, and let's try to get Mike Williams and fucking Allen the ball. And I don't think you've seen Eckler. Like, I think they force Eckler, and that's why he gets hurt. I think they force him on third down to be some special fucking Superman. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. March 13th, I want to say, it will be a big show on this show because I think that's when the 24 NFL season opens officially, and that is the beginning of free agency. Bailey, if you could check that, I think it's March 13th or March. It's somewhere around then. We will have to break that down and get into a show we'll have to have a special show because that is when the NFL season of 24 opens officially and markets open. And that's when free agency hits. That's when all this stuff happens. NFL's already starting to have combines this weekend with receivers. The top receivers in college are going to start working out for teams this Saturday out here in LA. So it's going to be interesting to see how this
thing March 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Look how good I am. God damn, I should be like a major analyst somewhere, but I don't even study nothing. All right, so let's dive into Kirk Cousins. He's projected to receive a contract worth $51 million.
Ooh, wait. 51 M's?
Is he worth it? Yes or no?
Is it worth it? Let me work. Listen, man, you worth what they want to pay you, JB. You know my answer. I'm never going to switch on that. If that's what the market is, that's what the market is. And I ain't going to lie. Kirk Cousins was balling last year before the man got hurt. I ain't going to lie. Now, he got hurt, so we don't know how it would have turned out. It's all just an assumption. But Kirk Cousins overall has been a solid quarterback. And, like, I'm seeing that Dak's about to get paid some crazy numbers as well. And if Dak can get paid crazy numbers, then Kirk Cousins should get paid crazy numbers as well. Because to me, they're very similar quarterbacks, and Kirk might even be an edge better than Dak, in my opinion. So, yeah, man. In today's league where quarterbacks are getting paid these big time amounts, if you're next up and you have the numbers to back it up, and you have that leverage as well, hell yeah, you should get paid that. And I hope that Kirk Cousins ends up at the right location. I think I know you were talking the other day about the Vikings should try to keep him and Justin Jefferson. I disagree with that. I feel like you got to switch things up if you're Minnesota. And I think for Kirk Cousins, if he's trying to, better his legacy and have an opportunity of possibly winning some meaningful games, he needs to get out of Minnesota too and try to pick a contender. Now, where is that? I don't know. Is it the Pittsburgh Steelers being there with that defense and Mike Tomlin? I mean, Tomlin finds a way to win 10, 11 games every year with no quarterback. You get a Kirk Cousins in there, I mean, who knows? I mean, sky's the limit. So I think he should go somewhere else, but that's a whole other conversation. Should he get paid for 51 M's? If that's what the market is, then yes, he should.
The problem I have is, we got a minute before we move on. The problem I have is it's the market. The market itself. Listen, I'm on the other side of you. Pay what they pay you. I believe they're paying you because the marketplace has set the value bar so high. That's strictly why these guys are making the money they're making. I don't believe there's a quarterback in this era that's worth $51 million. I believe we're setting a bad precedent for expectations to be so lofty by these average casual fans who just think fantasy points are how good you are. They watch zero film. They know zero football. And the cap just went up, Smitty, in the NFL. Like the money must be good in the NFL. Because the
crazy bread.
Cap just went up, what, 30, 40, 50 mil? What'd it go up?
I think over 30 M's it went up.
Okay, so
that's why, bro. That's why I say I'm not gonna ever feel bad about any of these players getting paid because the NFL was making crazy numbers on the back of these players.
I don't feel bad. I'm just talking about the product. There's a trend, Smitty, and the trend is bad product. Like if we haven't noticed over the last, let's just say 5 years, let's just go back 5 years and you talk about last year from 5 years ago. And let's evaluate those years in between. Year 5, let's say it started. Year 4, it was not better than the year 5. Year 3, it didn't spike up and have a good year. 2 years ago, it wasn't better than 5 years ago. It's gone worse every year. It's only getting worse. And then this past year, you 30-year-old, was even agreeing that this is bad. So it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I think there's a direct correlation on how we pay these guys. I think quarterbacks should have a separate salary cap and allow these rosters to be on a separate playing field. Because to me, you have to do what the Rams did. Go all in for 1 year, try to win a Super Bowl, and that's it. After that, your roster's depleted, your salary cap's fucked, you're now over the cap, you're paying dollar on dollar. So the Niners have yet to figure that out. The Chiefs have done it. The Buccaneers have done it. The Rams have done it. All won a Super Bowl with that model. All in for 1 year, and we don't care about the next 3 or 4 years because all we want is this ring on our finger. And if that's what the Sneads of the world and the Rams and the Bucks did to get that ring, and that carries weight, fuck it. It is what it is. So I just got to understand. I think we have to understand that though. Like the product overall is going to take a hit at face value. The product itself, because we pay these guys at the quarterback position so much money that you got to expect the roster to be deflated at some point. And the product at that quarterback position is not what it once was, Smitty. So we're paying $51 million. I'm not mad they get the money. To your point, fuck it. The NFL has it, pay them. The teams have it, pay them. But we're paying guys that are really, really not good or even close worth the money. Or let's say earn the money. Maybe they're worth it because of your point, but they haven't earned it. And that's the difference I have. So
just the word. That's the tricky word, man. Earn. I don't know what determines 30 million versus 40 versus 50 versus 20. Like who, because that argument, I could say, well, shit, this motherfucker ain't worth 5 million. Who? It's just a subjective thing that is hard to really respond. If we're going to go that route, I don't know what anybody should get paid then. What determines worth? Is it just simply if you win Super Bowls or not? That's the case. It's only be one quarterback down there getting paid, and that's Mahomes. So I don't know. I just it's tough.
Celtics win 8 straight the other night. Doc Rivers and the Bucks continue to hit valleys and peaks, Smitty. Figuring out who they are moving forward. It's going to be interesting. Lakers just continue to be inconsistent and losing to Golden State after the All-Star break. LeBron didn't play. Then the Lakers turn around and lose at Phoenix the other night. They struggle to beat San Antonio since the All-Star break. They lose to the Suns 2 nights ago. Who are the Lakers is a question I have for you. And then the 76ers without Embiid are floundering. The Clippers are clippering. The Golden State Warriors are a team we discussed yesterday. Phoenix has won, I think, 8 in a row at home, but they struggle on the road. Denver seems to be the center of attention, while Oklahoma City are blowing folks' backs out that nobody really discusses. They just beat a 15 by 40 more than anybody else in the NBA. Oklahoma City, media market, not very good, not very well covered, not very big city. A lot of these teams go under the radar. Denver, a little bigger city than Oklahoma City, but still they don't get the recognition. They won a championship. If the Lakers won last year, they already are the number one team talked about in the NBA. They'd be talked about every single day on every single show. Denver doesn't get that traction. Either does Oklahoma City. Either does anybody else. Where are the Lakers, Smitty? What do you see with the Bucks? How's the Clippers? What do you see with the Suns? Bradley Beal misses again. This is just CP2 supposed to come back tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out where you are with the NBA as an overall whole. And we could dive into each one of those segments specifically, but I just wanted to do it all in one. We got the Doc Rivers topic to talk about. You got a lot of shit on this NBA slate. Where are you at with this? You got 3 minutes.
I think we're seeing the last years of the old teams and old players being relevant in terms of true competitors for a ring or for a conference championship. I think the Lakers, I think they got to blow that thing up. Honestly, I don't think this Lakers team is going to truly compete for a ring this year. I look at the Warriors. I think Steph Curry still got it, but the Warriors can't finish games. They play good for a half, and then the second half they die out. You think about the Suns. Suns are very, very talented, but like you said, Bradley Beal been hurt all year long. They're inconsistent as well. They start games off on fire. The first half of games, especially the first quarter, Suns look phenomenal. They look great a lot of times the first 3 quarters, but for whatever reason, they get to the fourth quarter, and I think statistically they're the worst fourth quarter team right now in the NBA in the Phoenix Suns. They do not finish, and they lose a lot of games late in the game in the fourth quarter. And they're not good on the road as well. Who else you brought up? Doc Rivers. The Bucks have been struggling overall since Doc Rivers has joined the team. Now, could that be expected?
Let me pause you real quick. Everybody comes out, though, and says, oh, they're changing. Doc's getting the defense going. The defense has changed. Right. They're getting better, blah, blah, blah. What are they, 3-8 under him? Listen, bottom line is results-oriented. They got to win games. So if the defense is getting better, maybe. They have beat Minnesota, and they beat who they win they beat somebody the other night. So they've won a couple in a row against a couple better teams. What do you give? Go ahead and continue on Doc. I don't know about Doc.
I feel like Doc has a ton of pressure. He got to win this year, win it all. Because He's been on too many great teams.
Gave this motherfucker the keys halfway through the season.
He got to win it all, JB. And then, if they don't win, that's going to be the one excuse he has. Well, you threw me in the fire in the middle of the season. Give me a whole year and we'll see what I can do.
He always has excuses. Have you seen the JJ Redick?
Oh, yeah. The comedy made about him. Yeah, I saw that.
His son. So from what I understand from people that are very close to the situation, I'm cool with Danny Green and some other guy. Austin and Doc aren't very tight. They never have been. And Austin came out and kind of defended his daddy, which is deservingly he should have, against JJ, saying, JJ, my dad saved your career in LA with the Clippers. You forget that.
Which he did, because with Orlando, that motherfucker JJ was not playing well. He was hopping around, I think G League for a little while, came back. Yeah.
So, but to his point, and I've become a very, very anti JJ Redick guy. I started liking him in the beginning, but now I just can't stand the motherfucker. After that, Austin came out, and now people, I guess Draymond on his show came out, also jumped on the bandwagon. I think Doc gets all this attention because he's blown 3-1 leads in the NBA's biggest games.
And he has some of the most talented rosters ever. Yeah.
By the way, on another note, Atina gave me $15 for a McDonald's sausage and biscuit. I haven't been to McDonald's in 30 years. And Atina mentioned earlier that nobody wants a 50-year-old Medi-Cal patient. Why would you want to feed me McDonald's then, girl? See? Hypocrisy at its finest.
But you said you got the best blood, the best health in the fucking world.
I don't eat fast food, dog. I cook my own shit.
Well, Tina, send that my way because I eat fast food. I'm still young. I just got my blood work back. My shit look fucking basically phenomenal. I'm like 95% healthy. I got one little small little.
Yo, what's the small thing? Hold on. Why are you just throwing it away? What is it? Because I don't have no small thing. I'm 48 and I don't have a small thing.
I got some that's like my blood. What she say? My blood count cells slightly lower. It's some that's like slightly low, but she said it's like you good. You get that shit up.
Whoa. Red blood cell count?
Nah, I gotta look at it. It's something that's like slightly low. Like look, like the hair. She said cholesterol good, testosterone.
Hold on. You're going over there.
Good, fucking pressure getting better, everything great.
Is it white blood cell count?
I gotta look it up.
Is it platelets?
You name shit I don't even know about.
You talking about little
Dr. JB on this motherfucker.
You 30 years old. You ain't should have something low. Hey, call Dr. Jesse Morrison here. God damn. This motherfucker don't know what he got. See, I got perfect blood. I know everything about
perfect, JB. Everybody got a little, I'd be like, you know what, you're good, but your shit could be a little lower, a little higher.
And break down. See, white people get leukemia. Black folk get sickle cell. There's a difference.
But you got to be born with that trait. I ain't got that in my family at all.
Okay, that's good. But what I'm saying is you brothers got to stay on top of their blood shit. I'm telling you right now. Low, I got little. You shouldn't have shit low at 30.
Well, I need a fucking
avocado toast.
I need a damn. Give me that $15. Give me a sausage egg biscuit. That'll get my shit.
Maybe you stop fucking eating Chick-fil-A every day. That's got like COVID in it.
I ain't had Chick-fil-A in a long time. Actually, I had Del Taco for the first time of the night. Finally, I was out with my homie late night, man. It was like only spot that was open. We tried to go to fucking Jack in the Box. We pulled up to the drive-thru. It was like 3:30 in the morning. They said, we'll be back open at 4:20. Like, what? We here now. Y'all taking a break at 3:30 in the morning? So we said, fuck it. Went to Del Taco. Fire.
I got a text at 3 this morning from Pat Perez. Obviously, they're in Saudi. They're in Jeddah.
Where that is?
15-hour flight from LA yesterday. Flew straight over. The text was, I got to get my triglycerides up to match you. I got a little high triglycerides. That's from actually drinking.
Thank you for being honest. Okay.
So Pat was mad that his triglycerides aren't as high as mine because he wants to drink as much as me. So that's kind of the joke. So anyway, he's over in Jeddah The reason he said it, Smitty, you can't drink alcohol there.
Really? It's illegal?
It will behead you.
Ooh, I ain't never know that shit.
You will hang up in Times Square, homie.
Some of those rules is crazy. When you travel, you can't do shit. And Dubai is like the safest spot ever because like they leave doors open, they leave your keys in the car. Because if anybody steal, they cutting your fucking hand off. Like they doing real shit.
It's U.S. It's the United States Emirates. It's kind of got a little bit of U.S. Britain. Great Britain really kind of controls that area. But all right, Smitty. I don't know if we talked about what we were supposed to talk about on that one, but we got lots to talk about. Steve Kim has a new segment that we're going to dive into with Steve when he jumps on here in about 3 minutes. It's going to be a fascinating segment because I don't have my phone in my health. I don't have my health in my phone. That's Smitty that does that, not me. Atina, you all over the place.
Atina might be flirting with you, JB, a little bit.
Look. See?
Well, no, it's just my email. I got my email. I really get the thing.
Smitty blood's all fucked up.
Blood cell count lower, and even though you're
high cholesterol, high triglycerides, he got all kinds of shit.
She said your blood cell counts remain on the lower end, not low, but it's on the lower end. Even though your ferritin, your iron was normal. So we're gonna do a follow-up blood test to see how I make hemoglobin. To just make sure everything's kind of
red. Cool. Your red blood cells are down.
It says I was able to review your labs and want to follow up on a couple things. First, all she said was your blood cell counts remain on the lower end. That's all she said. Your blood cell counts remain on the lower end, even though your ferrets and your iron was normal. So I don't know.
Okay, so blood cell counts is white and red. You got platelets also. Platelets is what attacks an open wound, Smitty, an injury. So if you let's say you cut yourself, what happens is platelets rush to the wound, and that's when you either heal quickly, like me. I'm not a bleeder. My platelets I got a gang of platelets. They just rush to the open wound, fix it up. CP2, which seems like you're on that bleeder side, Smitty. I don't know. You just bleed out. How am I gonna just bleed out? Hey, Smitty, have you ever been socked in the nose or played basketball? Got caught with an elbow?
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely bled. Yeah.
So, how long do you bleed for after you get?
I mean, probably about 5. You gotta squeeze that motherfucker like this. You know what I mean? Probably about 5 minutes. It don't take that long.
No, don't lean back. Don't lean back.
I know. Why in the hood? Why they all lean back and just choke on their We all that's what everybody used to do growing up. Put your head back, baby. Oh, that shit does not work.
Motherfucker, I've seen motherfuckers like, no, you're about to die.
Oh, look. Black people are more likely to have lower counts in expert total. And this is FA, real smart cat, computer science. His dad's a fucking actual cancer doctor. His brother's an engineer. If FA says this shit is true.
FA don't know shit from Shinola. FA. All right, so listen. We got a guy that's coming in the show now. We have a new segment for him, and we're going to show you the new segment after we introduce him. Don't show him yet, Bailey. But we got a Miami Hurricane legend, enthusiast, knowledgeable, the Korean co-cell. I call him the Korean Yao Ming, 6'5". A lot of people don't even know how tall he is. He dwarfs Big Smitty at Football Paloozas. This guy's on Fearless on the Whitlock Show, if you ever seen him. He's one of the most knowledgeable humans on planet Earth. And we welcome on the greatest show on planet Earth, my main man, Steve Kim. Clap it up.
We got Stephen Kim, y'all. We got Stephen Kim.
Hey, guys, I'm about 6'2", so
Steve,
let's not lie about this.
We got a new segment for you. Bailey, drop it. Crouching Tiger and Hidden Gems with Steve Kim.
That's fire.
Woo! That's
Look at the green gem. Look at the green gem.
We like it. All right, Bailey. You showed it too long, Bailey. Fuck you doing? All right, let's go, Steve. We got some hidden gems to get to. How you been, man? 2 weeks off. You been all right?
Good. And by the way, I want to let the audience know I'm closer to 6'2". Let's not do the NFL Combine blown up numbers here. So
I know. I have to exaggerate the intro.
You tall as hell. You 6'2", about 215, 220, solid.
I'm about 210-ish.
Hey, put like this. If you would get recruited out of high school right now, you'd be a fucking 4-star at least.
It would be till they actually saw me run, jump, and play. But yeah, thank you.
Hey, Steve.
Outside of that, yes, I'd get the letters pouring in.
Steve, right out the gate, we had a discussion yesterday in the debate about the greatest athletes ever. We have a segment called Top of the World, Bottom of the Barrel, where we have our most underrated and overrated players at particular sports. We did athletes yesterday, straight up athletes. In your top 5, this is a huge thing because a lot of people in the chat read your article about Muhammad Ali and boxing. Does Muhammad Ali deserve a top 5 billing as an athlete? I said no, because of I understand he was a freak, movement skills were nice and all that. I don't know if he is I had Leon Lett in my top 5 greatest athletes of all time. Let me just use that name. Would you have Muhammad Ali over Leon Lett?
I mean, it depends. If you're talking about performance or impact on society, the greatness within a sport, because if you go by greatest athlete, I would say, well, then you'd have to go with the decathlete. Whoever wins the gold medal, guys like that. And then
I had Carl Lewis in my top 5 too.
Well, I mean, boxers are very one-dimensional in terms of, and they're very good at it. But even in the fighting realm, they're not all-around fighters like MMA guys. They know one thing. They know striking on their feet. And if you say, who's the greatest athletes in the world, I either say guys who do the decathlon or gymnasts. The things that gymnasts do in terms of their body strength and hurling their body up in the air is amazing. Nobody can do. Now, here's the thing. They're not taking a physical pounding from other human beings either. So, again, to me, the greatest athlete I've ever seen based on his performance in his sport in my lifetime is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And then I certainly think of guys like Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson because of their versatility and their speed. But I'm just telling you, again, what is the definition of greatest athlete? Are we talking about impact on the world, performance within their sport? Or are we talking versatility or the capabilities that they could do with their bodies? Because again, look at gymnasts and look at the things that they are doing on the pommel horse, the pole, all that stuff. And then the decathletes have to do the sprint. They have to do a little marathon running. They have to do the pole vault. They have to do the javelin. They have to do the shot put. So again, it really depends on the definition of what do you mean by greatest athlete.
I kind of use it as versatility of movement skills. I got a couple of master's degrees in kinesiology, which is study of the body, but at the same time, it's like, can he move laterally? I don't have LeBron on there. Smitty has LeBron. LeBron is a straight line runner. He's a straight line, 1-foot jumper. I look at all these things that Kobe was a much better athlete to me than LeBron. Kobe was more versatile. He was more agile. He was more lateral quickness. LeBron is stiff as a goat. Now, he's a freak. He's a freak of nature, no question, but he's a straight line guy. If he played football, he would be a D-end or a wide out and just throw the ball up. He's not running a comeback route, a post corner. He's not that athlete. He's bow-legged. He's very stiff in the hips. I would not have him even in the top 20 greatest athletes. I think people get confused with athlete versus player in their specific sport. And Muhammad Ali, we talk about boxing maybe, but athlete, no. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I remember watching this feature that HBO did. I think it was Spike Lee. He produced it before Mike Tyson's last fight on HBO. It was like this really glossy, black and white, kind of intense look at the world of Mike Tyson. And Spike Lee produced it. He directed it, and they followed him around. And there's this one segment where Mike was visiting the school with Don King, and Mike Tyson tried to shoot baskets. And I said, oh, so the stereotype is wrong. They can't all play basketball.
Most of us can, but not all of us did.
Right. And I'm so here's the thing. Mike Tyson at his best, at what he did, which was prize fighting and boxing, was an animal. He was a monster, right? I'm not so sure he could ever swing a baseball bat or throw a football, and I know he can't shoot a basketball.
Right.
So again, where's the versatility on that, you know?
That's exactly that's kind of what I mean. Like, There's a lot. Bo Jackson was my number one. I think Smitty and I both had Bo Jackson because I saw him play baseball. I saw him play basketball. I saw him 360 dunk a basketball. I've seen him run track. Bo Jackson's unbelievable. We had him on the list. Today we're doing our greatest college football guys that we want to use you for your segment because I know you have some hidden gems out there. We're going to do a top of the world, bottom of the barrel segment with you in a minute, but Smitty has some boxing things for you, and I'm curious on your take on this.
Yeah, I've been seeing you, man. You've been tweeting and putting out a lot of different things, man. I want to start with the Haney and Garcia fight, just from my own knowledge here. Can you explain or break down why is the fight still happening? Number one, number two.
Yes.
Why did it move from Vegas to Brooklyn? What's going on with that?
All right, so the fight's happening. They're actually having a 2-city press tour that begins today in New York, and then Thursday they're going to be in LA. Here's what happens, Smitty, and this is standard industry practice. When a guy like Canelo and his
nice
promoter,
person because
what does Devin have to say? Devin's a nice kid, by the way. All right, so let me explain this. So Canelo and Al Heyman, who he's no longer associated with for now, they put a hold on a date. A hold on a date is basically saying we're going to plant the flag, in this case May 4th, and we're going to plan on staging an event at this property. And generally in Vegas, it's all MGM. They're all under that corporate umbrella, right?
Yeah.
So basically what happens is that the property and the promoters basically agree that there's a blackout period, that we will not schedule another boxing event 2 or 3 weeks before the event or after, because they don't want to cannibalize ticket sales. And so that's done everywhere. It's not anything new. I've written stories about it. And it really became muddled because once the Mandalay Bay was swallowed up by MGM Grand, it really cut down the competition in Las Vegas. And that's why most of the fights either go to the MGM Grand and now they go to the T-Mobile Arena. Okay. So what happened is, as soon as Canelo, who last I checked is a pretty big star, he said May 4th. So that meant April 20th, which is when Haney and Garcia were scheduled to fight. They consummated the deal. Well, the blackout period was in effect. Now, for those of you asking, why is this fight not in LA or California? I was told by someone at Golden Boy high up the chain, none of the available arenas that you would think of, like the crypto, were available, or the Forum or anything. I think the Forum's too small. I suggested, hey, how about that LAFC soccer stadium? Now get this, Ryan Garcia, because he did this once and he didn't feel good, he can't fight outdoors. I guess that fresh air is a little bit too much. So then that got knocked out. Okay, and I know for a fact that the Texas Rangers, they wanted to make a deal to use their ballpark. But again, fresh air, can't have that. So then they went to Barclays, which has done boxing in the past. Last I checked, New York's still the largest media market. This is the thing that was infuriating to everybody and funny to me because then I got some great tweets out of it. Right around noon on Friday, guys, I got 2 press releases from The Zone and Golden Boy saying, all right, it's official. Book your flights, get your tickets, get your hotel rooms. We're going to Barclays Center. I said, okay, good. All right, so I'm going to continue my nap. But 90 minutes later, Ryan Garcia says, guys, this belongs in Vegas. I'm going to do everything I can. We need to bring this to the MGM Grand. I'm like, Ryan, there's a saying called the haze in the barn. The haze in the barn. And here's the thing that's related. I was told last night by someone with Canelo, as of now, they are still fighting in Vegas May 4th. So the blackout's still in effect. That's the skinny.
What do we do about it? Okay. Thanks for breaking. I had no idea. It makes sense, though. You don't want to mess up the ticket sales.
It's called cannibalization. It's called cannibalization.
Cannibalization. And you brought up Canelo, man. Canelo, so he officially announced this cat, was it Mangui?
Well, nothing's official.
Because
what did he
not
say?
Official yet.
Nothing has been decided yet.
Gotcha.
Look, when it came to the PBC deal, it was a 3-fight deal. What I was told explicitly last night by a very good source is that all 3 fights had specific opponents and guaranteed money attached. He said the problem is with their current situation, they wanted to change the money and the opponents, and that's how he was able to get out of that deal. Not saying that he might not ever go back to the PBC or one day fight David Benavidez, but as of right now, I believe that is tabled. And within the next 7 to 10 days, there will be an announcement. I was told last week that it looked like the inside track was Munguia. Now I'm hearing it may be Berlanga. I'm not sure. If it was up to me, if it was just between Munguia and Berlanga, it's a no-brainer. I would say Munguia. But if no one listens to me, I don't make those decisions. So it is what it is. I know certain people are not going to like it. My point is, Darnell, I'm not advocating for anything. What I'm saying is boxing fans are incredibly hypocritical. Sometimes it's about, no, that guy gets to get the bag. It's all about the money. They act like they're their financial advisor or their accountant. While other times it's like, no, you got to make the best fight. Well, which is it? Or are you trying to be their financial advisor, or do you want to be the commissioner of boxing trying to enforce the best fight? Because last I checked, I don't get anyone's money. So I don't really care. I just generally want the best fights. And I'm going to repeat this again. I'm going to probably write an article on it. It reminds me of one of the greatest lines in movie history, said by John Matuzak from North Dallas 40. He goes, every time I call it a game, you call it a business. Every time I call it a business, you call it a game. I need feeling, man. And he grabbed the coach. So which is it, fans? You fanatics? Are you going to be the commissioner of boxing, or are you going to be their E.F. Hutton? Let me know. Let me know what your standard is, because sometimes all you have is a double standard, or you have none at all. Let me know. I'm just trying to play by your rules.
I love it. I love it, JB, man. I want to see the best fight the best. I want to see Benavidez and Canelo. It looks like he's dodged them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't disagree, Darnell. I don't disagree.
Steve, I know you hate this, and I hate it. I don't hate too many things, but I think we should stay in our lane respectively as far as athletes, sports.
Just
take a listen to
cage,
this,
bro. And that's why I want to meet Dana White. I want to get in the cage. It's either I want to get in the cage or I want to box.
Okay, so we can do that. We can introduce you to Dana tonight, and we can talk about a fight. But here's the deal. I set things up. That's what I do. So who are we fighting? We need to come in strong with a card on who we're fighting.
I don't know. I think my first fight need to be like Jake Paul or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. I don't know. He's getting, is he as tough as he looks?
I don't think so, bro.
Can you have hands?
Yes, bro. I grew up boxing.
Really?
Yes, bro.
Wait a minute. Time out. Grew up boxing. Does that mean you worked a summer job at UPS? I mean, does that mean you had a gym membership at LA Fitness and you hit the heavy bag upstairs? Let me just say this. Through my years at Wild Card and now at 10 Goose Boxing, I've seen a lot of really good world-class athletes go into the gym and do boxing workouts, and good for them. They look great in their sweats, got the fancy shoes, the new equipment. They look spectacular till they have to throw a punch. And then it just falls apart like a CNR suit that's turned 5 years old. Not good. So, and again, a lot of guys look good shadow boxing. They look good on the mitts. You know when they don't look good? When someone else is chucking leather right back at them. But I will say this. If Tyreek wants to get in there and have a real fight, you know what? I give him credit. But again, when you say you grew up boxing, does that mean you had a Golden Glove career? How many amateur bouts did you have? Did you fight AAU? Did you fight for the PAL? I mean, when people say, Steve, you box, right? I said, no. Once or twice a week, I go to a gym and I hit a heavy bag and this double end bag, and I don't box. There's a difference. I don't insult real boxers by saying that. So, and even Jake Paul, given his experience that he's procured the last 2 to 3 years, if Tyreek Hill is going to make that his first fight in, let's say, 3 months, he might end up like Nate Robinson. I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, I said the same thing yesterday with Smitty. We've already seen this movie before. Nate Robinson didn't look. They're very structurally built the same. They're both agile and quick, smaller stature, thicker. And Jake Paul knocked him out so badly that he's looking for a kidney transplant right now. It's bad.
Football players are conditioned to work in 6-second bursts, explosions, right? Yeah. And you take a little time off and you explode again. Boxing is a 3-minute uphill climb. And it's a different thing. I've seen a lot of great athletes who are world class. They cannot hit a heavy bag properly for 3 rounds. That means your elbows up, hands out, and chin down. And everything is thrown properly with the hands coming right back real quickly. And it's a pulley and a lever. One arm goes out, one stays in, then back. Joe Goosen explains that better than anybody. that basically it's one arm has to defend, the other arm has to offend. So you're here. You have to understand that. And a lot of guys don't understand. Now your feet have to be in correct position. Then you have to be able to shift weight subtly from your left foot to your right foot, depending on your stance. That's a lot to digest. And that's without anyone socking you in the face.
Damn.
So good luck with that, Tyreek. I look forward to watching it. I will pay for the pay-per-view. In fact, maybe you get Canelo. Tyreek kill Canelo. I don't want to give him ideas. Forget that. Edit that out.
Did you almost say this disrespect though, as like a guy who truly understands the sport, like that all these athletes, these football players, just think they can just jump in and start like everybody think they can just box. You don't see boxers saying, you know what, I might be able to go throw a football like Mahomes or go run around like Tyreek.
I've never had a lightweight champion say, Steve, I can play cover corner. I can play press man. I've never actually seen a middleweight champion say, I can be a shooting guard. I remember the year that he was suspended from USC. I got to know him very well. Very good right tackle for USC. His name was Winston Justice. Went to Long Beach Poly. Had a really good career at USC. Played about 8 years in the National Football League.
That's my boy Spree's best friend. You met.
Right. He was suspended. So the whole year he spent basically twice a week, and I'd meet him at Wild Card. Very nice guy. He was a very interesting character. He was not your stereotypical football player. He will tell you he was humbled. He was absolutely humbled by football, from going to football to boxing. But he said it's going to make me a better player because I'm going to learn how to punch. And I've seen a lot of athletes that they will respect the sport more after doing it. Look, it's one thing to look at a street fight. Street fights can be very dangerous, right? Very violent, but they're very short, Darnell. There's never been a street fight that lasted 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's literally like 30 seconds, and then you're exhausted.
Right. Then you hope, hey, someone get in my way, please. Security. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. But it's a great workout. I suggest anyone that works out regularly, there's two things I recommend outside of lifting weights or doing resistance training. I would do yoga for the flexibility and realigning your body, and boxing. And I think that right there would be a great regimen. But I wonder how the Dolphins feel about this. I don't want my best player getting socked in the face. That's just me, though.
We've seen what happened to Greg Hardy and these other guys. I mean, I don't think he's won a fight yet, has he?
Well, he's had limited.
He's won a couple, I think.
Yeah, he's won a couple. He's also been knocked out. His punch resistance isn't very good. One of my good friends is Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Hall of Famer, great lightweight. He was a stablemate of the great Ed Too Tall Jones. When Too Tall Jones took a year off from the Cowboys in 1979. And it's interesting because I asked Ray one day, well, how was Ed? He said, Steve, Ed was a great guy. He goes, he listened. He was very respectful. He loved boxing. He was a guy that listened to our trainer. He said to Steve, the thing was, once he got into the real ring, he could not relax. And everything that we taught him for 3-4 months in 20 seconds would go right out the window. He said, Steve, it's difficult. Boxing is one of those sports. I guess everything's like this. You got to start at a relatively young age, and you almost have to specialize in it.
Yeah, I agree. Before you get out of here, Steve, I wanted to ask you something about this, a little fun stat of the day. And I wanted to tie it in with this Antonio Pierce. I got to see him in Vegas. Antonio Pierce comment about the Patrick Mahomes rules. I want to compare the two. 2014, Aaron Rodgers was MVP. I believe he threw 5 interceptions that year. Do you know anything about his interceptions that year?
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
No, I knew he was really efficient with the ball, though.
I want to show you all 5 interceptions that year. That's 1. Drop ball. 2. Drop ball. 3. Drop ball.
That wasn't a great pass, though.
Yeah, it was not a good one.
4. That was on him. That was 1 out of 5 is on him, in my opinion. Those were his picks that year. He won MVP. You dropped gems on this show, and my question is, Smitty, is, and you, like, from 14 to now, it's 10 years. The mediocrity that has set into the NFL at the quarterback position for Lamar Jackson to win MVP this year is unbelievable. If you watch the game, if you watch the two play and watch quarterback play, how it has fallen completely off the planet Earth, please explain the difference in just 10 short years. What has happened to the quarterback position?
Well, that's what I think. And I know you're not going to call it the evolution, but the running quarterback, I mean, if you think about it, even in that area, 2014, I don't recall a lot of design quarterback runs like there are today. The quarterback counter, quarterback sweeps, quarterback draws, anything at the mesh point in terms of the read option. So with the advent of more athletic quarterbacks, and Josh Allen, Lamar, guys like that, there's an expectation that, hey, if you can give us 80% of the passing and you give us 40 to 60 yards of running and you can extend about 3 drives, it's going to have a natural impact on the stats. That's my view of it, is that coaches are now more willing to actually use legs. Luxury, I actually think now to a certain degree, certain offensive systems, it is a necessity that quarterback be athletic and be able to use his legs. That's
okay,
my theory.
I know Smitty wants to dive into this. Here's the thing. I talked to Noel Mazzoni yesterday. We talked for quite a while. He's got some things going, and I might help him out with. He brought up a point we were talking about. To your point, Steve, the reason that we have devised QB run game like we've never seen before is because of the tutelage, the training, the coaching, the basic fundamentals that lack at the college level from the college coach is why we're doing things like you're seeing Lamar, Kyler, all these guys do. Josh Allen. I mean, it's getting so bad that you have to do this. And here's my point. Smitty and Matt come on this show and talk about this ain't the old school, JB. These quarterbacks now are the guys that can move around and run around and blah, blah, blah. Here's the issue I have with Matt and Smitty and these other guys thinking that Shedeur Sanders is a first-round draft pick next year.
I didn't say that.
I know, but Matt did. But you think highly of him. Here's the issue to combat what Smitty and Matt say. It's the new era, so you have to be a freak athlete now, as according to Smitty and Matt. You have to be able to move around, run around, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to be an ad-lib player like the guy that's won 3 Super Bowls and 2 in a row in Mahomes, he's not a freakish runner, but he has a freakish arm talent. And if you're going to ad-lib and move around, you have to have that. Shedeur Sanders doesn't have a freakish arm, and he's not a freak running around either. I'm trying to figure out how Smitty and Matt's point is going to get this guy a first-round draft pick. I don't see it with Shedeur Sanders, and I don't see it with Caleb Williams, by the way.
Well, you know me, I'm not a believer in Caleb Williams. If I'm Chicago, I trade out of the number 1 and try to parlay that into extra picks. As it relates to Shedeur, I have some concerns about his internal clock. There are too many times it's 1,000, 2,000. Time the ball should be off, stuck in his hands, and he extends plays to a point. I'm like, that play should have died a second ago. I think that's going to be a very big issue. And I want to see it this year. Can he play on time more often?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, Jerry, you said a lot. I know we got a commercial break here soon, but yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to compare each MVP season is its own entity. You know what I'm saying? There's a year where Peyton Manning only threw like 24 touchdowns and X amount of picks as well. And you look at that stat line, you're like, damn, how did that win MVP? It just depends on how the rest of the league performed, what your impact for your particular team that season. So I think it's unfair to Lamar Jackson to compare Aaron Rodgers and his spectacular year statistically to Lamar Jackson, who, statistically it wasn't just a phenomenal year, but when you look at the totality of the NFL this season and you look at what he meant for his individual team, you'll understand why he was the most valuable player. So I just think stats don't tell the full picture, and we're doing ourselves a disservice.
Yeah.
I just look at the numbers and just saying,
Darnell, to your point, Troy Aikman never put up great numbers, coach. But I will say this, and I tell people all the time, if you look at the 1993 championship game before he got knocked out, the knee of Dennis Brown just flew over right into his helmet. There was a period from the middle of the first quarter to the end of halftime where I thought Troy Aikman put on the greatest exhibition of intermediate passing I have ever seen in my life. I mean, the back foot would just plant the balls off. He'd dump it off, or he'd a deep dig, or a comeback to Michael Irvin, the shoot route with Novacek. Stats don't. There's an old saying. I think Ben Franklin said it. I've heard different people credit. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics. So you have to read that into the context of the time and era and the system of play. And when you look at Troy Aikman, when Warren Sapp said, well, yeah, Brad Johnson has more touchdowns than Troy Aikman and more yards. Okay, that's a fact. So does Dave Craig. But I know in a big game, I know which guy I'd want leading it for the next 5 years, everything being equal, would be Troy Aikman. I think football stats are the most deceptive in all the sports because there's system and there's play calling. And baseball is different. Hitter's a 300 hitter, and I would always take him over a guy that hits 220 if he doesn't have a lot of home runs. A lot of other sports, like points per game, like you can kind of like talk about the tempo. But when it comes to football, like, Coach, do you really think the best running back every year has the most amount of yards?
No. And this is what I mean too. Like the average fan that's betting fantasy now doesn't understand film, and they don't understand progression and hit the fifth step of the drop and the ball comes out and throw it in anticipatory windows and all this. They don't understand it at all. They see the bottom line stat that comes on Fantasy DraftKings or something for Patrick Mahomes. Here's the issue I have. You also didn't see Troy Aikman play a lot of second halves in those 3-year runs in Super Bowls.
Well, no, but Coach, in the NFL, these guys play 4 quarters. Especially with Jimmy, he liked to pour it on. They play 4.
Here's a take.
They might finish the game off with Emmett, though. I think their point is they would just hand the ball off to Emmett, one of the great running backs.
That's what I'm saying. They're not throwing the ball. Yeah, they're not chunking the ball.
Look, I don't remember a lot of games where Troy threw over 35 times. I'm with you, even though North turned off and but here's the thing about Shedeur I'm a little bit concerned about, and I know we had a very bad offensive line. Bad as in, like, terrible, okay? And he may have gotten shell-shocked, which is a natural human reaction. But there were times I thought when the walls closed in, he froze. I worry about his mobility in the pocket. I forget the running around. Dan Marino had the greatest mobility in a phone booth I have ever seen. I know he probably ran a 5.8 40 on a good day on roller skates, but his elusiveness in a phone booth, it was like Pernell Whitaker. He'd be right in front of you, and he would find a way to be elusive. That is a natural feel that you gotta have.
Had to do. Peyton Manning had to do. Troy Aikman, Dan Marino, Big Ben Roethlisberger. We did that. Yeah. We were in the pocket with very quick feet. Jump rope, cones, box drills, dot drills, because we weren't runners. We're not going to run. They don't do any of that fundamental shit in the pocket no more. They escape drill everything now in practice if you go watch a college practice. So to Noel Mazzoni's point, this is what we become. We become a get out of fucking harm's way instead of climb the pocket and keep your eyes on the coverage and throw a ball to a guy that can score for you. And I think we've lost the touch of that in the college coaching aspect. College football fundamentals have lost a lot. And here's the thing, to the point we were just making about Aikman. Aaron Rodgers never threw for 5,000 yards. And my point was, in some of those MVP years, he didn't play 4 quarters. And they weren't throwing the football around. They were 15-1, 14-2, 13-3. They weren't throwing the ball around 40, 50 times in the second half. He did not need to. So stats are very misleading, I guess, is your point.
Yeah, I mean, look, the year that they went 15-1 and they lost to the Giants, I remember thinking during that run, Aaron Rodgers is playing quarterback at a high level as I've ever seen. But unfortunately, they had one bad day at the frozen tundra, and Eli Manning got hot, and they hit that Hail Mary at the end. I think Hakeem Nicks snatched that ball. And I got the feeling like, oh, God, this is going to end. And that's the thing about a single elimination. If Aaron Rodgers completes that season, or the Packers, by winning it all, and they're 18-1, right there in Aaron Rodgers' all-time great, right off the bat. Because they would have gone back-to-back at that point. Because that's the year after they won the Super Bowl. But that's the thing. I mean, look, Troy Aikman, he is like one of those guys in the NBA that all the new guys would disrespect. Really. Like when I hear these newer NBA players, when I hear Rasheed Wallace actually said Michael Jordan could not play defense, I'm like, good grief. You really – but Troy Aikman, and I've said this to you before, Coach, he would have been the number 1 pick in 1969, 79, 89, and 99. He would be the number 1 pick in 2049 because he was 6'3.5", 220, and people forget he actually ran the wishbone a little bit. He could run. He ran a 4.5, and he was tough, and he had character. He was a great team leader. He set a great example. And Michael Irvin once said about his passes, Michael Irvin once said, Troy Aikman's passes come at you 100 miles per hour in a perfect spiral. And once they get to your hand, the ball stops and it says, catch me. Now that's arm talent. That is arm
Steve,
talent.
before you leave, your most overrated college football player of all time, coming from high school with huge accolades, 5-star, all that, and going into college, even if he made it to the NFL. Even if he made it to the NFL.
Ron Powless. Because he's the only guy that Bino Cook
he's
said.
on my list. He's number 3 on my list.
He was from Berwick, Pennsylvania, was the number 1 pick. And I'll never forget, after his first game, I think he lit up Northwestern for like 4 touchdowns. And Bino Cook, God rest his soul, I truly believe that Ron Powless, we're like, yeah, he's going to win 2 Heisman trophies. We're like, what?
Yeah, who's the best college football player of all time? In college, not NFL, in college.
I think I'm going to, for the 1 season, Barry Sanders. The guy nearly had like 2,800 yards in 12 games.
He's on my list, definitely.
For a sustained career, Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson are incredibly tough to beat. I'll just say that.
Champ Bailey and Percy Harvin were great ones, though.
Yeah, I mean, Reggie Bush. Got to give Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush has to be on that list.
Greatest player I've seen in my generation. Reggie Bush got me.
But hold on. In terms of being dominant from his first play to the last play, I have never seen an offensive lineman as good as a true freshman as Orlando Pace. I'll never forget watching Orlando Pace. I believe his freshman year was 93 or 94. He had just replaced Corey Stringer, who was a first-round draft choice of the Vikings. When I saw Orlando Pace, and I'm thinking, that guy might be better than the guy he just replaced. And Stringer had a really good NFL career before his tragic end. But Pace is on my top 5 or 6. Steve Entman at Washington was an absolute bull inside. And I got to give the Hurricanes some love. Sean Taylor at his best was as good as any safety I've ever seen. Warren Sapp inside.
Ndamukong Suh.
Ndamukong Suh was another dominant war daddy. But
Peter Warwick and Tommy Frazier were some of the greats I've ever seen.
All right, I'll make a comment. Tommy Frazier is the greatest quarterback in college football history. When it comes to winning and leading and running your system, he was 1 missed field goal and some bad calls away from winning 3 national championships at Nebraska. I'm a big Frazier guy out of Bradenton, Florida. Manatee.
All right, Steve. Hidden gems, like the box comment from the UPS. That was a hidden gem. That's why we have this segment with the hidden gem himself. Steve, I'll see you Thursday. I appreciate it.
Thursday, guys. Appreciate it.
Later.
Thanks.
All right, baby. Take us to commercial. We'll be back in 5. TikTok, I'll be back in 5. The University of Colorado, your near and dear alum, had their first team meeting. Yesterday. They had their first team meeting, Matt. We're trying to be calm. They had their first team meeting yesterday. And the 2 spearheads and figure face of the show program, Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh, were in Paris doing a runway walk. Do you think this is conducive to successful behavior in winning a Big 12 title and going to a bowl game? I just want to know what you thought of the construction worker, Shedeur Sanders, and the camel-wearing baby oil, Shiloh. Please give us your thoughts.
Boy, I'll put it like this. I definitely see why people hate Colorado so much. I mean, you're going to miss the first team meeting when we get back for a fashion show and runways in Paris, bro. I know that everybody at Colorado is going to get super pissed off at me for saying this, but I'm not.
I gotta help you. I gotta dive in and save you, homie.
You don't know what to do here, bro. Like
I gotta save you, dude.
Hey, man, I
gotta save you. I gave you the full picture. Man, you gotta cut this for Matt, dude.
No,
Oh,
geez, thanks
shit.
for setting me up like this, you asshole, and making me. This is
I did not want you
can't in here, dog. I don't do the whole fashion thing. Number one, it's not important to me, and team meetings are important, and I don't know the answer to this question. Anything I say is wrong. Everybody's going to get angry at me for having an opinion. If I don't agree with them that they should go do their fashionista stuff, then I'm a piece of shit. And if I do agree with it, then I'm a fashion icon or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't understand the question. Can I plead the fifth? Can I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can I plead the fifth, please?
That is a fashion icon.
1, 2, 3, 4. Dog, like I'm not a fashion icon. I'm not a fashionista. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm super confused. I don't appreciate the question and how you set me up like this. And I mean, they looked good in their hunting gear, I guess, but I don't understand, man. What are we doing? Everybody's just going to get super pissed off at me now because of you. And you asked me this question knowing that it would just make me be super Smitty, man, what am I supposed to do here? What the fuck, man? What am I supposed to do, man? What am I supposed to do here, man? This isn't cool, man.
Talking about being between a rock and a hard place. God,
no shit, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude?
You heard Matt's voice.
You're asking me of all people, what do I think about the fashion show? I think it's.
Can we get this cut for vertical clip?
I don't know how to say this any other way that we probably shouldn't be missing team meetings to be in a fashion show. If we don't want to give everyone else ammunition to use against us. And then, look, I'm not hating. I'm not a piece of shit. And I don't dislike Shiloh or Shador or Coach Prime. I don't dislike Paris. Fashion's cool. Pharrell is awesome. I don't dislike the fucking, who was he hanging out with? Off Take or Takeoff or that guy? Wasn't he hanging out with him too at a club? And then they were talking to him. Yeah, there you go. It was Quavo. Yeah, and he's up and you too much motion and they couldn't handle them, blah, blah, blah. And so, is everybody going to get mad at Quavo? I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I wasn't at the fashion show. I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my fucking stupid white brain around this, and I can't do it. I don't know what to do.
Your brain's white? I thought it was pink.
Confused.
Hey, what did Takeoff say about him?
No, it's just, hold on. First of all, that's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo. Y'all dudes crazy, man. That's why it's good to have a black person on this show, because there's certain things that you just need a brother be on to help, make it all make sense, bring it all together. Even though JB been around black people his whole life, he understands the culture, he's been a part of it, There's still certain things where you still at your core, your skin, you still a white man, which is totally fine. There's certain things that in a culture that you need a brother to come here and explain what's going on. This man Matt said off take. What? That's just hilarious.
Smitty, you ever fuck with somebody and they
stab you in the back?
Oh, I'm never worried about getting stabbed in the back. It's always going to happen. What bothers me is when I turn around and see who's holding the knife.
Where's Tina at? She was, man, clown.
Cheer Chris is back.
Cheer Chris is back. She listen, she don't watch our show as much as she used to, but she back today. She's in the chat. How
All
you doing,
sisters
Chris?
today. Lucy, except for Lucy, I think was Nurse Court in here or a Bree, but it was all sisters. It was Jada, Cheer Chris, Atina.
You wonder why?
They like white boys.
Because I'm in this thing.
They like white boys.
I'm in this thing. Lucy like brothers, though. That's why Lucy in here. Lucy like brothers. Our show opposite. All the white girls like brothers, and all the black girls like white dudes.
Lucy don't like brothers, though.
You sure?
Yeah, Lucy straight Mexican. She only straight Mexican.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You wanted them. You know they wanted them? Just straight Mexican.
Yeah, I respect that. Chris she used to be like a real big, fan of our, real big supporter, but now we don't see her no more. I don't know what happened. She came to like a party a while back, and I ain't seen her, heard from her, nothing. She ain't in the Discord no more. I don't know what happened, man, but shout out to her, man. She in the chat. Shout out to everybody in here who hit the like button. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, white dudes. Yeah, y'all like white dudes. Hey, side note, I ain't gonna say no names, but JB really, it's some ones in here who really do like JB and like white dudes. I'm gonna keep it at that.
Some ones.
That's why he's single.
Antonio Pierce makes Mahomes rules comments, and Greeny on ESPN is in full uproar.
Hold on, how you just jump into it like that? My fault. Go ahead.
Hey, we got a lot to break down. I got this whole Shedeur Sanders thing could be a whole discussion tomorrow with Matt. Matt's coming on our show before he interviews Deion Prime Sanders tomorrow on his show on 0 to 60. Matt's gonna have a big interview with Prime. Here's the thing I got. I don't see it. I don't see the Shedeur Sanders. I don't see it. I'm going to let Matt know that because I've watched him on film in the last 2 weeks. On our downtime, I got some DV Sport film on him. Don't see it. If what you guys say is true, and you got to be a freak now, and you got to be able to make plays with your feet, like y'all think this is the new generation, yet there hasn't been one that's won a Super Bowl yet still. I'm waiting on that. But
Mahomes moves around.
But he moves around with his feet to throw. He doesn't run around. He's not Lamar Jackson. See, people think this is a whole thing. They're not running QB run plays for Mahomes, bro.
I know it's different. I know.
So you know what I'm saying. The issue I have is with Shedeur. He's not freaky enough to do what you say the quarterbacks must do now, and he doesn't have arm talent as a Mahomes, Josh Allen, Herbert, Aaron Rodgers. He's not even close. So what?
But he could be a Joe Burrow type. He could be more
cerebral. Joe Burrow has an arm, bro. Joe Burrow can sling it.
I'm saying don't act like Shedeur can't throw. Like,
yeah, but he's first of all, if you look at his mechanics again, let me just give you my quarterback
mechanics. Here we go, the mechanics.
He's very elongated. If you watch Shedeur throw, he winds up, locks his elbow, and then turns the ball. Just watch him. Watch Joe Burrow. Since he's came into the league, Joe Burrow is socked the wall. The ball is like, whoop. And Aaron Rodgers is Tom Brady-esque. Ball's here, no wasted motion. Shedeur still to this day, and he could change, no question. But you still saw Joe Burrow's arm talent in the NFL, Brady's arm talent in the NFL. You saw arm talent that said, okay, pops off the ball, comes off his release. Shedeur's release is super elongated, and then by the time the ball does come out, even though he throws a pretty good ball, it's a good ball. It's not spinning. It's not fucking shit. It's not your boy in Nashville, Will Levis, who everyone were like, holy shit, this guy could throw that mother. He don't have any of those things. So I'm trying to find out where he lands and how you think he's going to be a first rounder. To Matt's point, I don't see it at all. I really don't.
Yeah, man, I'm not sure where he lands in terms of draft. I think this season will be very telling. He has some more help at the O-line.
Hold on, though. He's on record saying he's better than anybody coming out right now.
Yeah, no, Matt. Yeah, Matt said, listen.
Matt said it too.
Huh?
Shedeur said that.
Well, of course, Shedeur gonna say that. Like, you got to believe you the best. That's the mentality. I saw a clip with Paul Pierce on his new podcast saying when they beat the Lakers that year in the finals, he said, "No, I'm the best player in the world." Like, He said whether that was true or not, that's how I believe it. So I ain't gonna be mad at a player for saying that. That's how my mentality was when I played ball. Now is it true? Probably not, but he is very talented. He did show some very high highs last year. He had some low lows, but considering how bad his O-line was and the fact that it was year one and he had the success he did offensively with all things considered, I think he has a very high ceiling. Now he's going to come back, more experience, a better protection up front. We'll see. This year, he has to really prove himself this year, though, to like reach those.
Bailey was supposed to get paid today. He's not getting paid now. But here's the thing, because he showed that clip. That was a dot.
Thanks, Bailey.
That was a dot against the worst fucking defense in college football, by the way. Let's be clear here.
Hold on, but quarterback, though, is different, though. Like, a dime is a dot. Like, regardless.
It's not a dot, but if it ain't wide open, it's easier.
He wasn't wide open, though. That's the problem.
See,
if he was wide open, I would say he wasn't wide open.
Here's the thing that people don't know. See, I can go into if I did I should do a show on quarterback play, but
I know what you're about to say. That's wide open for a football game.
No. I'm gonna go deeper for you. That's even gonna say you're even gonna agree to this because you never would have heard this any other platform. You're gonna hear right now. We just don't have the platform yet, so people be like, damn, because Kurt Warner's just said what I've been saying for fucking 5 years, by the way, and his shit blew up because Kurt Warner said it, but I've been saying it, and I know for a fact these fuckers watch our show. But anyway, let me break this down. That throw right there is a sample size of somebody going in there and seeing that throw, making a highlight video and saying this guy's the greatest thing since sliced bread, okay? What this throw doesn't show you, Smitty, from a quarterback perspective and coaching perspective, what allowed that throw to be a dot? Stay with me. What allowed that throw to be a dot? Rhythm, fluency, consistency. See, what you don't understand is he was heated on that drive. He was throwing hitch ball, slant, out route, completion. Guess what that does for a quarterback? It gets you blood flowing. Now I'm a fucking dot. I'm throwing it. Now I'm hot. You don't see that throw if he throws a pick before that or a batted ball or incompletion. It's about rhythm. That's why I say that defense was so bad. He got into a rhythm versus that horrible-ass defense, and it allowed him to get on a heater. I did not say he's not talented. I said he is not ultra elite with his feet or his arm, so where does he go and fit in his pecking order in the NFL? That's all I said. See, everyone says I'm reaching because you saw one ball. Again, you didn't listen to what I just said, even though every quarterback coach in America that knows football is sitting there listening to me and be like, fucking goddamn right. It takes a rhythm. Quarterbacks play on rhythm. If you don't know that, then you just stay out of my lane, dog. Don't get in here because you're fucking delusional. If you don't understand what quarterback play really entails, then just stop. Okay? So, because I'm reaching and I'm delusional. Because you never fucking played quarterback, a little less football, and you sure never coached. Everybody that just said that, we know who you are. You work at Walmart.
About that. I mean, even me as a D lineman chasing y'all asses my whole entire life. Like, when a quarterback gets in rhythm, it's a scary sight. You know what I'm saying? It's like nothing you can really do about it to get them off. You know what I mean? So, that's very important. That's very big. But my only thing is, like, yeah, USC was the worst defense, in the country, basically. But that wasn't the only team that he balled out against. It wasn't the only team that he made big-time throws against. There was other, better teams with better defenses that he went down the field, got in rhythm, and did the same thing as well. So we'll see. I'm not seeing the first rounder. He might be a second-round guy, which is fine. I don't know. But he is a talented guy. I think he will definitely be in the NFL. I want to make that clear. I do agree with you. He's not an elite runner. He's not an elite passer, but I think he's good in both. He's a good runner. He's a good passer. Now, this year, we'll see if he can improve his throwing motions, mechanics, get that release out faster. I see how much better he'll be with the actual offensive line in front of him. This year, for me, will be very, very telling. I think he has a lot of ingredients to be a good quarterback in the NFL. Will he be a star? I don't see that. I don't see him being like a Pro Bowl type guy, but I see him in the right system with a good team around him, being able to lead that team to the playoffs and be on a winning type of team. That's the type of talent I think he has.
Yeah.
Geno Smithish.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But see, the people in the chat that get hurt, they get butt hurt because let's be real. Everybody in the chat that's commented is a brother, and it's a black quarterback I'm talking about, and these motherfuckers butt hurt.
I didn't even see what the chat was talking about. Let me see what they're doing.
I mean, let's keep it funky. Let's keep it all the way funky on the realest show on planet Earth. You motherfuckers don't know shit from Shinola, and you're gonna sit here and talk about me talking about a quarterback. Get the fuck out of here. You motherfuckers are comical. So I'm the same motherfucking way with Drake May and everybody else, by the way. We're gonna break his ass down too. Bailey, let's get into Merrill Hodge. Can we show some Merrill Hodge? You know who Merrill Hodge is, Smitty?
I know Merrill Hodge. I saw the clip too. That he said. And
Merrill Hodge came out and
Caleb
said
Williams 3 games last year, 3 this year. So I'm only halfway done. Okay. The one thing that is clear, he is not special. He is not something unique like a Patrick Mahomes. And I hope the Bears don't think, well, let's try to make up for our mistake when we pass up Patrick Mahomes and go get the Patrick Mahomes. The kid is not Patrick Mahomes. Ain't even remotely close to that. So it is unfair to Justin Fields. He has had new coordinator. There's no possible way you can know about your guy when you do that. It's the worst thing that can happen to any player, especially a quarterback. Now, when Justin came out, the one thing that I thought he had just an inexperience. He just needed more experience. He lacked that. But what I have seen in Justin Fields, from my evaluation, there's enough growth and hope there that I would not let him go because I see enough there.
Sounds like me.
Interesting.
We're going to get him on the show, by the way. I've talked to him a few times. Sean Salisbury and him are really, really close. He's also on record talking about Manziel being a bust and never take him in first years ago, and ESPN obliterated him for it. I remember Michael Irv, all these different cats came after him. And he was like, all right, well, I know the position, you don't. And he was dead on, spot on. He's been spot on a lot of this shit. So the trolls are out today. So where you at with his take on Caleb Williams? We're going to dive into some college takes here in a minute, but he also was right about him. He also now has came out, talked about Drake May. Do we have that, Bailey? He's also came out and talked Drake May, and very, very similar to his take with Caleb. Merrill's come out and said that Drake May, in his opinion, is very, very inconsistent. The same thing that Steve Kim and I have argued. Steve Kim thought he was the best QB in college. I think he is very, very inconsistent up and down. I'm not a huge Drake May guy either. I'm not hyped on college quarterback, dog. I'm just telling you.
A lot of these guys are very inconsistent. And my biggest knock against Caleb is that in the biggest games, he tends to underperform. They don't win. You know what I'm saying? Although we've seen his comments here. This is on Drake. He's extremely inconsistent. His processing is inconsistent. He's not extremely athletic. I find him more stiff. He's got a longer throwing motion, which allows more picks. I mean, that's verified. That's validated. I can't argue against that. You know, will that matter at the next level? I think it will. I think they'll have to make a lot of improvements in order to truly even reach a piece of how great a lot of these media members are saying that Drake May and Caleb Williams can be. Focus more on Caleb. The guy has all the talent in the world. I mean, I went and watched him play last year. Just wanted to see it, in person for myself. I think it was against Utah. A couple of throws he made. I'm like, this guy has phenomenal arm talent. Running left, throwing back right, in the air. I'm like, this is crazy. But it's like, at the end of the day, winning is a quarterback stat. And you got all this talent around you at SC. You got all the money you could possibly want, all this, that, and the third, and you're still losing. You're still losing winnable games. You're still, when it's big moments and they need you to go out there to perform, you're not doing it. So it's like, you got to be a leader in the NFL at the quarterback position. This is more than just being a talent. You got to be out there and galvanize the troops and make your teammates believe and trust that you can drive them down the field with 2 minutes remaining and win the game. And I just don't know from Caleb's perspective. He's shown me enough that will make me believe that he can do that he can galvanize the troops, that he can win in the big moments, that he can truly showcase and utilize that talent when it matters the most. And that's my biggest knock against him.
I think that I'm sticking to who I am. You know that. And the quarterback that I still said translates the NFL the best is Sam Hartman. And I've been on that for how long? 2 years. Oh, wow. I said he translates the best. The issue with Sam is his age and how long can he play in the league, because these rookies get thrown into the fire so quickly now because of not only the pay has gone up for these guys, but the teams are so bad. When you draft a quarterback, you're drafting a quarterback for a reason. Right. So just remember, the teams that are drafting quarterbacks are usually disgruntled with who they have at quarterback, unhappy with his performance, or B, it's a shitty organization. You got to sell tickets and you got to go after the hottest thing in since sliced bread, a Caleb Williams, a Jaden Daniel. You got to go after a Heisman winner or something to sell tickets. But your program and organization stays shitty. Carolina Panthers, Houston, Texas finally got over the hump. Hopefully that is changing. And they still have, I think, a top 10 pick this year. And I think they're in the top 5 salary cap. So the Texans got money to spend also. Like when you hit 23, 24 years old at quarterback in the NFL in college football, I believe when you get to the NFL, you're probably not playing until you're 25, 26. And I believe you're behind the 8 ball. So you're behind at CJ Stroud's at 23 and the Joe Burrows that came in at 23. You're behind those guys. Joe Burrow's already been to a Super Bowl and back. So, like, you got a lot of catching up to do, and you're on a bad organization. It's just bad. It's a bad situation, man. It's just a bad situation. So, I don't know. The quarterback this class, to me, contrary to belief of everybody else, is bad. I don't like it. I don't like Penix anymore like I did.
Wow. He was on my mind just now. Like, 'cause I actually like Penix. And now, the only thing that concerns me is the injuries. Obviously, his injury history is like horrible, but the guy showed poise. I mean, the way he was in that bowl game was crazy. Here's
the reason why. Against a bad DB class, against a horrible secondary in Texas, he looked phenomenal. He goes against a great secondary in Michigan and looks horrific. He was late. The balls were coming out late, and he's left-handed, Smitty. See, the people don't understand. What people don't understand when you're coaching and evaluating quarterbacks, you have to completely call offense, completely contrary to everyone's belief, to the other hash.
Yeah. And
now I'm flipping my brain around as a play caller and walking it to the other hash. And the NFL hashes aren't a huge difference, but they are. So they're not college, of course. They're not high school, but they are a difference. And a lefty is a right-handed league now. We're in a right-handed league. Every receiver, 99% of the receivers in football is what? Right-handed. They expect a spiral to come this way. A left-handed spiral goes this way. See, people don't understand that. Half these casuals in this chat are sitting there like, that don't mean nothing. Because they never caught a ball from a left-handed. Because
I mean something. It's something you got to adapt to and learn, but you can do that during camp. That's
Steve Young had a great career. We can talk about all the anomalies of Michael Vick and Steve Young, and we can talk about. There's about 5 of them. Yeah, and we're talking 100 years of NFL. We're talking about 66 quarterbacks who played a down last year in the NFL. By the way, 66 quarterbacks took a snap last year, the most in the last 10 years. There's a reason. And how many lefties were in those 66?
Probably goose egg. Yeah,
I'm saying. You're right. So Penix has to come out, get a lefty. They got to get adjusted to a left-handed QB coming out. Big arm, throws a great ball. I'm not saying
good feet in the pocket. Like, I think Penix might be the sleeper.
Yeah.
And I get he played better than Natty, but Michigan was just a better team, though.
And look at the one left-hander that's playing in the league. And if you want to call it a high level, I don't think it's a high level. But Tua is the only lefty in the league that plays really. And look at his arm. Look at his ball. He's a floater thrower. He's a 2 and a 3 ball thrower. And he really has no cannon. So
he's small, though. He's a little different, you know.
You got to be different as a lefty. Either athletic like Michael Vick, so I can sprint it out and throw on the run to the boundaries and I can do certain things. Or you got to be a long, tall, big-bodied thrower. Todd Marinovich back in the day who can sit there and sling it. They don't have that shit, dog. He's not that guy either. So, like, I'm just torn on why everyone thinks there's so many great quarterbacks out here in this class. I don't see it, but who am I?
I don't think it's a bad draft, but it's probably not as great as they make it seem like either. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably a gray area that we should be in. I think it's a good quarterback class.
Yeah.
And there might be one of these cats might be great. Maybe one. Who will it be? Time will tell. But it's not as many greats as they make it seem like.
Antonio Pierce has come out and said the Mahomes rule is a thing. I don't know if you got to hear AP come out and talk about this.
Jordan rules, and I'm calling it now from now on, as long as I'm here, the Patrick Mahomes rules. So you remember when Jordan was going through it with the Pistons, all those guys in the 80s before he came Michael Jordan and Air Jordan, the Pistons used to whoop his. Anytime he came to the home, elbows, feeling them, love taps. We touched them. We in the head mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm touching you. So I showed those guys Jordan getting his whooped.
He's touching him spiritually.
How you feel about that, JB?
I love it. Obviously, that's a Compton cat right there talking. I love it. I was there that day. I got to chill with Max, and he wanted to smoke a cigar. I love Max to death. But listen, I love AP to death. Grew up together. Here's the thing. I'm fully on board with it. And he's saying little innuendos that you don't hear him say out of his mouth, but I hear him. I listen. Not only is he saying we're going to touch you like Detroit touched Jordan back in the day, we're telling you that you also require help from referees because of all the bitching and moaning you do. And that is the real Mahomes rule that he said out of his mouth, that people don't really want to break that down, but that's what he's saying. Because we know Mahomes and how he is with the refs. And he's the LeBron James of the NFL. He's going to cry and bitch and moan about every single thing, yet he'll take 2 extra steps because he know he can't get hit on the sideline, and he'll do all these other little bitch things, but then he'll still bitch and moan to the refs. That's what I don't respect from a quarterback who's got 3 Super Bowls. I expect you to be the dude, humble, great, and unbelievable leader. I don't see that shit. I think it's a lot of crying, whining, and moaning in an era that you can't even hit the quarterback in. So I love that he came out and said that shit. And I think that will be the kryptonite because the AFC West is much, much better, Smitty. That's the thing. Denver's going to be better. The Raiders are going to be better. And the Chargers are going to be better. This is not going to be the same easy gauntlet that they've got. It's going to be a gauntlet now. It's not going to be a fucking breeze through like the AFC East with Brady was forever, how the AFC West for the last 6 years has been with Mahomes. I think it's going to be a much more challenging thing for Andy Reid, and they're going to have to go get some more skill on the outside.
I about to say the problem is, though, you mentioned all the other 3 teams. The Chiefs going to be better too, though. And they just won a Super Bowl with a team that wasn't all that, if we're being real. Defense was great. Offense was very mid.
We'll see. Here's the thing, though. We talked about this a year ago. Remember, Mahomes' contract is in a certain way where his money doesn't start hitting until year 5, 6, 7. When that starts to occur, it's harder and harder and harder to get pieces around him, such as left tackles, big-time wide receivers. This is why they do certain things. Chris Jones has to be re-signed, or again, we saw what they were without him. We saw what they did to get him back when he took the first couple of days off. How important he is to that team and that defense. Spagnuolo knows it. there's a lot of things that go in play on the salary cap thing. Now, the salary cap's increase, which will probably help them. Another conspiracy that we're saving the Chiefs. If you haven't seen that on Twitter, I don't buy it. But again, that's why I think quarterback salary cap should be totally separate entities, but that'll never happen. But at the same time, they're going to have to go get some outside guys, make sure their tackle scenarios are legit for him, especially his backside tackle. And Andy Reid does going to do Andy Reid shit, but they got to have to get some more talent now because the talent around them in the division has gotten better and single-handedly overnight, to be honest.
Yeah, that's definitely true, man. It's exciting to say the least. For me, at least, as a football fan, I still love football, even though I know there's been some changes. So seeing in the AFC West is about to be much more competitive. Harbaugh there, the offseason moves that are about to happen. I'm sure the Chargers are going to make some bigger moves in terms of adding more talent to that team. What are the Broncos going to do with the Russell Wilson situation? Are they going to get a quarterback? Are they going to keep him? It's going to be a lot of noise that's going to happen this offseason. And it's exciting to see how the Chiefs will adapt to the increased competitive division. So
Zachary McKean, see, he doesn't listen. Mahomes' contract set up to help the roster, goofy. These guys don't listen. These motherfuckers are so dumb. I'm embarrassed reading his shit. Like, I don't even want to address it, Smitty. So when do you think he gets his $500 million, you fucking idiot? When do you think he's going to start getting his money? Never? He's just going to get $500 million? It was just a joke? He don't really get the money? You fucking idiot. When do you think he gets the money? God, these motherfuckers are so dumb. They're so dumb. It blows my mind. Like, he's never going to get the money. The salary cap's only going to help him. Like, fucking idiots. All right, so Big Smitty, Mike Greenberg, ESPN's Greeny, came out and said coaches should never bitch again about players leaving since they cannot honor a contract anymore. Now, this is someone coming from me. This is someone who never played, never coached, speaking out of their ass. And I know we've had this debate, and I don't even want to take too long on this debate. I want you to hear what Greeny had to say if you haven't heard already.
Only thing I will say, when it comes to the coaches who are complaining that they can't keep their rosters together, I don't know that I can put it any more clearly than this. I have zero interest in hearing from them. Let me give you a statistic. In 2018, 21 college football coaches were hired at the Division I level. 21 of them. Do you know how many of those remain today at the school where they were hired? 1. Now, some of them were fired, but most of them were not. Most of them moved on to better opportunities because that's what they've been allowed to do forever. So you can miss me with the idea that, oh, these players, they have no loyalty and they're not staying with the programs and all that stuff. Until the day that the coaches honor their contracts, I'm not the least bit interested in hearing about how this is making their lives more complicated.
Smitty, we've had this debate already. You know pretty well. I don't even want to beat a dead horse. I want to get your take on that. And everything he said was completely wrong, by the way, though.
Completely 100% wrong.
Yeah, because 50% of the coaches have been fired, not a little bit, like he said. By the way, if you notice when people say a little bit, that means they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. Throw a percentage out there. Show a fucking number. 50% of those coaches were fired. I will do a deeper dive and show you the fact that a lot of those coaches were on expiring contracts and knew they were going to be fired. So what would you do, Greeny? If Disney called you tomorrow and said, I'm going to move you from New York to LA and give you $20 million more, is Greeny going to do it or not?
You don't do it.
Okay, so what are we talking about? It's semantics. Let's keep it 100. If he knew that his contract was expiring, because there's rumors, Smitty, that the New York office is getting shut down in ESPN. Remember, we've already discussed this. So where is Greeny going to go? He's going to move somewhere. So he's talking out of his fucking ass again. And listen, I like Greeny, actually. I don't mind him. I'm trying to figure out, if they throw $20 million at you, Greeny, you're going to LA, you're going.
I don't think that's the argument. The argument is that, okay, cool. Like, that's, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with a coach getting his money, but be cool with the player getting his money too. keep it all the way even. Keep it all the way same. Don't diss the player for doing the same thing the coach is doing. And you're going to respond and say, the coach earned it. Well, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. And we're going to keep doing the same. Until you can give me a definition of what earn means.
That's why
we will never agree on this, because there's not an actual like, okay, you got to coach for 5 years or do XYZ for this long.
I don't get where you
earn it.
I don't understand where you don't understand that at. Maybe it's because you're 30. No, it's not a knock. I'm not talking shit. Yeah. What I mean is, earning it means like this dude's had a family. You're married. Next step for you is kids. Next step for you after that is longevity, wealth, lifelong wealth. That's the goal, at least for us. If a guy that's coached for 40 years and has a wife and kids that he's put through college, and he's paid for everything for life insurance, health insurance, cars, auto insurance, paid for grown people's shit. That's success. That is earned the right to move jobs, businesses, careers. Is it not?
But at what point? Okay, so what's the point in which you've earned it? Is
what I just mentioned? Everything.
So 40 years. So once you get
not 40 years. The end result, what I just mentioned, you've accomplished. I don't care if you did it in 5 years. Health insurance, life insurance, putting kids through school, paying the way, getting automobiles, coverage, all the shit I just mentioned. Now, if you hit the lotto tomorrow, Smitty, you could have all those things, by the way. So what I mean is, you don't have to coach for 40 years, but you've accomplished everything I just talked about, where a kid has not. He is not even close.
But and you're getting accomplished it. Like you act like kids just get. Kids got handed a scholarship and they didn't do shit to get to that point. He just here you go. I busted my ass to get to Ball State, so ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing about it. I know what the fuck I did to get there. So
you did. These cats ain't doing what you did no more. Let's keep it real. These kids are filming Lane Kiffin in his office, homie. Like, let's keep it real. You don't think if you had some troll ass bitch made cat at Fox filming you doing shady shit, you wouldn't want to get out of there? Come on, man. You've earned the right to get out of there too. You've deserved the right to get out of there.
I'm not against coaches leaving though. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not against players leaving
but
either.
I'm defending it right now, and I'm against it. And I'm against a coach telling someone that they're going to do X, Y, and Z, telling their parents and then leaving. I'm against that. Total 100%. I think it's a bitch move. I think it's disgenuine, disloyal, and it's why kids now think they can leave whenever they want. Number one, it starts with the grown up in the room. Number two, though, when the entities allowed the kid at 17 who still needs tutelage in life and understand how to operate as a grown-up has allowed that kid to change the hierarchy of things and now control the narrative, that's where we fucked up. You know you done fucked up. That is where we fucked up in this, in my opinion. And I don't agree with coaches leaving when they say or commit to something. And now we have kids who now control the narrative in a player empowerment driven era where now it's completely torn this whole thing apart. We could have corrected the coaching thing if the NCAA had any balls and said, we're going to hit you in your pocket. If you leave after signing a contract, you leave early, we could hit that. See, they could have changed it and fixed it. They never did. Now they've allowed players to have the same leeway, I guess, is my point. But it's not a good look for kids because kids still are developing, not only mature, not only mentally, physically, and now they're getting told 7 things by 7 coaches at 4 different universities in 4 years.
Right.
So, like, that's the issue that I have, and that's why I don't believe that they should be on the same pedestal as grown folks who have been doing this for a long time. I don't agree with coaches leaving after they said, but I do agree with a coach bettering his life after he's been at a place for a certain length of time. I don't agree with it with a kid because the kid don't know any better yet. He hasn't even learned.
A kid's not allowed to better their life then because they haven't earned it?
They are, Smitty, but guess what that coach did? So you're putting a kid and a coach on the same level as what you're saying.
I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Well, you are.
I don't see why age matters. Of like, if I'm 19 and I want to better my life by going to another school, why can't I do that?
I don't understand why you don't understand how age don't matter. So you're telling me that the coach that we're discussing, let's just say any coach, you're saying that the coach didn't go through some tough life hiccups, bumps in the road, all kind of different shit to get where he is today, and you're just gonna let that pass by for the kid, and he don't have to learn that shit at all? He can go straight to fucking top of the fucking mountaintop, and he hasn't learned anything, and you think we're better in society for that? Fuck no.
I'm not saying that, but you getting real deep. I'm just talking about transferring to another school, my guy. Like, you still gonna go through shit. You still gonna go through shit at the other school. You still gonna go through shit in life. Like, you talking about, you let them motherfucker.
You're getting real deep. You sounded sad when you said I'm getting deep.
You said motherfucker gotta go through shit in life.
You said you get real
top of the mountain. He ain't gotta go do nothing. The coach has been through hell and hot water.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I see Cheer Chris say the kids don't think of it that deep, JB. Here's why, though. The kids don't think of it that deep because the grown-up in the room hasn't taught them yet. Because we allow kids to go play 7-on-7 and do all this crazy shit. We allow kids to talk back to the adults in the room. We allow kids to take off on a coach. We allow kids to throw erasers at teachers when they turn around. We have allowed the kids to do what they do. This is why they don't think about it that deep. Why did Smitty going to Ball State think about it so deep? He had his parents who was on his ass telling him, you better make the right decision on this because it's a one-time fucking decision. You ain't going to be able to shop around after you commit. That's why you get married. It's called commitment. You don't get married and then you're shopping and you're checking out random pussies in America, right? So I'm trying to figure this out. How is it so different? It's really the same shit. It's all related to life, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put marriage and college on the same boat. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. College is a 4 to 5 year commitment if all things stay the same. But with my damn head coach, like for me, when I was at Ball State, my head coach just cut out and didn't say shit. Didn't give us nothing. We heard rumors, but we didn't know for sure. He just cut out. I think he sent us like a message or email after the fact. Cool, I'm not mad.
I don't like that either.
Let's say I was tight with my head coach, and I'm like, damn, he just left. I came here a large part because of him. Well, shit, he ain't here no more. Who this new head coach? He got a new scheme. Oh, he likes defensive ends who are 6'5" and above, and D tackles who are 6'3". Oh, I'm 5'11". Why the fuck would I stay here because I committed and I'm a kid? I don't know no better. Why would I stay here and not play or get my career harmed? Just because I committed somewhere when the circumstances that I committed to are no longer the same. Just like marriage. You might get married to somebody, but then 25 years later down the road, that woman or that man might have changed who they are tremendously to a point to where the same morals that they once had, that you fell in love with, that you committed to are no longer there. Why would I stay in that same commitment? What I committed to is no longer the same thing. Darnell, can I get an amen?
I hear what you're saying on that, but the other end is marriages are shorter lived than they used to be. Mm-hmm. Commitments to colleges are shorter lived than they used to be. Commitments to contracts at jobs are shorter. We're breaking contracts every day. I had a guy break a contract on me. I'm suing today, actually. So there's all kind of shit going today. Real shit. On my daughter, contrary to belief. So there is shit that goes on every day. The bottom line is, though, when are you going to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I have fucking integrity for who the fuck I am? And I am going to be the guy that honors what I said I would do. Because when you die and go to heaven, you're not taking your U-Haul with you and you're not taking anything else but your fucking word, homie. Now, let me drop the mic and go on to the next thing. So, God damn, I murdered that whole fucking segment. Anyway.
You did pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. You did pretty good. My last take was fire too, though. So I ain't gonna. My last take was fire. So.
You're taking it too deep. You
were like,
hey, baby, give me that on a vertical. Hey, you're taking it too deep.
Baby, I jumped in. I said, we was talking about transferring schools. You said, this motherfucker done been through death. We lost family members. Motherfucker done been evicted. And you did this kid just do what he wants, just take the easy route. I said, JB, I'm just saying, he want to go from Ball State to fucking Ohio State. That's it. He ain't trying to do nothing else.
All right, can we do some top of the world, bottom of the barrel? Because it's going to be a 10-minute debate.
Any like 250, 850. Let's do it that way. Let's do it. Perfect time.
Can we do some hell yeah, hell no first?
Let's do it first. Yep.
All right, hell yeah, hell no. Before we end with a banger.
Brought to you by Bet Online, man. Go to Bet Online right now. BetOnline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV to get your promo, your bonus, whatever it's called. Just go there and bet.
Where's hell yeah, hell no on the thing?
You guys keep on scrolling down. See?
All right, here we go. I got a good one for you real quick. I want to dive into this because it's probably a 10-minute discussion. I want to almost bring it up tomorrow, but
you scared though.
Hell yeah, hell no. The Clippers changed their name along with their new uniforms and new stadium, arena, whatever you want to call it. The Clippers are all new, Smitty. Do they change the name if you're the owner? If you're what's his name?
Ballmer, Steve Ballmer.
If you're Ballmer, do you just start new and get my own identity? Because that's what I'm saying. Hell yeah for you, Smitty. Hell yeah, the Clippers need to change their name, their logo, their uni, everything.
I would say hell no. I mean, the uniform, you got a new stadium. I'm actually down the street from the stadium. It's gonna be incredible once it's finished. You don't need to change the name. You still got history. You got guys like Darius Miles, Quentin Richardson. You got Corey Maggette. You got guys who you got some historical people who played a role during that franchise. I'm not with all that. I don't like changing names and shit like that. In NFL, NBA, I didn't like when the Redskins changed. I don't like, just keep the names the name. Like, keep the history there. So
I don't know if you know any history. Marcellus Wiley's a huge Clipper fan, of course.
They used to be another team, I know.
No, the Clippers used to be San Diego Clippers.
Right.
So why wouldn't you change it? They're not an LA-based team anyway. They're San Diego Clippers. So you're now moving finally out of the shadows of the winningest franchise in NBA history with the Celtics. Go be you.
Well, if that's the case, though, the Lakers wasn't always Los Angeles Lakers. We was like the Minnesota
for 1 year, Smitty.
We were the Minnesota Lakers or some shit. All right, then. So I'm just saying, that's the history.
They won, though. The Clippers ain't won shit. That's my point. Change up, Smitty. It's like you're going to keep wearing dirty-ass drawers and get a rash. Change up, homie. You're shitty.
But you might be able to hand wash them dirty drawers and score. You might be able to score.
Dirty drawers at the end of the day. Hell yeah, hell no. Logan Paul would destroy Tyreek Hill.
Logan Paul, yeah, that's the older one. That's the bigger one. With the younger Paul.
Jake Paul? Jake Paul?
Jake Paul is the one you're talking about. Jake Paul, would he destroy Tyreek? I'm gonna say hell yeah, only because Jake is actually training to box at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, all right, yeah, he was a YouTuber, and I didn't give him his respect. I still don't fully respect him as an actual full blown. If he goes to fight Canelo,
Canelo seem to be all in. Those two seem to be all in and learning how to do it.
Yeah, they learn. That's what I'm saying. If Jake Paul gets any regular everyday person, he gonna beat their ass. In boxing, he'll beat your ass in boxing because you don't box. He'll beat the fuck out you probably because he actually trained. He's actually doing it. In there.
He said it 4 times, by the way. If you didn't know, he beat your ass and then he beat the brakes off you. Have you noticed Smitty's little subtle jabs at me? I will slam the fuck out of Cody, whatever his name, Cody Paul or whatever his name is. All right. Hell yeah, hell nah. Draymond Green is the toughest player in the NBA.
I don't know who tough.
Hell no. Fuck no.
I'm going to say hell no. You know who the toughest? Who's my man from the Bucks?
The guy that just chokeslammed Butler. That's who.
Who?
The guy that they just got suspended. The guy that choked the fuck out of Butler the other day for the Pelicans.
Nah, who's my man that a couple years ago knocked somebody out in practice? Bobby Portis. He a real one.
What did he do?
Bobby Portis is a real one.
What did he do?
Who?
What did he do?
Man, Bobby Portis, this is like about 5 years ago now. He was on the Bulls.
We got to move on, Smitty. We got 5 minutes, and we're missing the best part of the show. Top of the world, bottom of the barrel. It's going to go fast, Smitty. It's got to go fast. We got 5 minutes.
Who's going first? You?
You went first yesterday, and you did hell yeah, hell no, so I'll go first. And I did hell yeah, hell no, so we'll rotate every day. See, we're just doing it on the fly right now. We didn't talk about this in the production meeting. That's how we're going to do it now, so we're going to do it. All right. Top of the world. We're doing top of the world, all right? Let's do top of the world then. We're talking about best college football players of all time, Smitty. Ever. And this is a 4-minute segment to do this and bottom of the barrel. We're just going to go through it. We're not going to be able to discuss it.
You still talk. You sound nervous.
We're not going to be able to discuss it, but we might have to just clip it for a short and just go through it and make it a hell of a short video because
I do this media shit.
Start number 5. I'm going to go number 5. I'm going to start at Barry Sanders, who Steve Kim thought should be number 1. I'm going to start at 5. I got Barry Sanders as the 5th best college football player ever walk. Number 4, and we could break that down, but we don't have time. Smitty got to go through his, and we got bottom of the barrel. Number 4, I got Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin was an unbelievable player. Both Pete Carroll and Urban Meyer said they could be the best college football player they ever witnessed touch a football. Headaches and migraines cost him his career in the NFL, in my opinion. He could have been special if you ever watched him in Minnesota or Seattle. He was a freak. Number 3, Champ Bailey. Dynamic, Charles Woodson-esque, but I thought was much more athletic than Charles Woodson. Champ Bailey is an underrated, undervalued guy. He was unbelievable. He had a brother, too. My buddy recruited both of them. Number 2, I got Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk was unbelievable in college. If you don't know, you don't know. And number 1, Reggie Bush. I just think Reggie Bush was different. He's still in that earlier generation, but I go Reggie Bush at 1. Your turn, Smitty. Go ahead.
Number 5, man, I got to show love to the dogs, man, in the trenches. And Ndamukong Suh, monster, dog, physical, nasty, unblockable at the college level. Number 4, and I'm surprised you didn't bring this guy up. He's more of a newer generation guy, but had arguably the greatest individual quarterback season in college football history. That's Joe Burrow. Don't forget this, man. Now, I get it. The totality of his career, that's the argument. That's why he's at number 4. But that 1 year was so damn great. I had to put him on there. Number 3, Tim Tebow. At college, Tim Tebow was that guy. He was Himothy. From a leadership standpoint, winning, running the ball, Tim Tebow has to be on there. Number 2, I'm going with the man who just got jumped, Cam Newton. His Auburn team was not that great when you think about the guys who actually transcended or translated to the NFL. He carried that team to a natty and balled the fuck out, man. Got to put Cam Newton on there. And then number 1, we got the same guy, Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush is the reason that I became a college football fan. It was that era, that time, that team that had me really watching football back in like 05. Now, I was rooting for Texas in the Rose Bowl because I'm an underdog guy, so shout out to Vince Young. But that era in general was the reason why I started becoming a college football fan. So shout out to Reggie Bush, and that's my homie.
And listen, is Reggie better than Barry Sanders? No. Barry Sanders, in my opinion, is one of the top NFL players ever.
Yeah.
We're talking in college at the time that we witnessed them in college. Reggie Bush was clearly head and shoulders above anyone that I've ever seen touch a football. Yeah, period. So Barry was a freak, no question, but Reggie can go out at X receiver and catch a fucking hitch ball and go 80. Barry Sanders wasn't doing that. I'm just telling you. All right.
Bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel. As long as Mahomes and CP2 stays in those barrels, we are going to have a good year. All right, Smitty. Let's go through it. We got 2 minutes for you and me. Jadeveon Clowney, one of the biggest overrated D-line. He had a fucking drill the guy, pick the ball up, fumble, and everyone thought that was the greatest play ever. And then what did he do? He really did nothing else in college. He did nothing else. He's been a bust in the NFL. Jadeveon Clowney.
Bust?
Number 5, yeah, I think he's a bust. All right, number 4, I got Jimmy Clausen. Kid I coached actually was absolutely supposed to be the greatest thing since sliced bread coming out of high school, right here, Oaks Christian, SoCal, and just was a bust, the biggest bust in recent history. Number 3, though, Steve Kim, I share his sentiment. Ron Powless, another Notre Dame quarterback, was an absolute failure coming out of high school. Was one of the best things since sliced bread coming out of high school. Was a bust in college. Number 2, though, Jake Locker. If you don't remember that name, played at Washington, was a Husky. Bailey's probably hurting in his pants right now. Jake Locker was a complete failure coming out of high school, was a phenom, and was god-awful. Number 1, I got Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is the biggest hyped up, most hype that we've ever had in recent history, has been a complete fucking overhype. I can't wait to see this motherfucker fail. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to see anybody fail. I don't want to see any kids fail. But Smitty, he's a guy I just don't like. He makes it hard for me to like this kid because he plays quarterback. Smitty, I can't do the painted nails and the fucking fuck you and all that. I can't do it. You go, Smitty. Let's go.
Bottom of the barrel. Number 5, I got Tommy Reese. Tommy Reese was cool. Notre Dame quarterback, though. I just feel like.
Hey, why is everybody Notre Dame quarterback?
Them dudes be overrated, bro. They get all this praise and they don't really go out there and win no natties. They don't do nothing in the league. They don't do nothing. Tommy Reese. Number 4, I got Zach Wilson, BYU. He got drafted high. Everyone said Zach Wilson.
He was balling in college.
Zach Wilson was not all that, man. He slung. Look at the numbers. He was overrated. And we see how it's translating right now in the NFL. We got all high. He fucking BYU. That's my Zach Wilson. Number 3 and number 2, very similar. We got Trey Lance at number 3, got Carson Wentz at number 2. Small school cast, man. North Dakota. These guys, like, Trey Lance didn't even play his second year. He played like one game and then sat out the whole entire shit. Got drafted fucking super high for what? What did he do? I don't get it. Number 1, and y'all gonna hate me for this. But I'm gonna just say it. Manti Te'o. And I know y'all like, what? He was a Heisman Trophy winner or candidate, this, that, and the third. As soon as they played against the SEC and they played against Bama in the Natty, he didn't do shit. Got his ass toe up. When he played against real NFL competition, Manti Te'o got catfished. He catfished us all. We thought he was like that. He really wasn't like that for real. He played great against smaller competition guys. He was clearly better than the bigger than him. But when he played against the real competition, the real G's, the real guys are going to the next level, he shrunk. That's my list.
God damn, we had fucking 7 Notre Dame cats on there.
You hate Notre Dame.
God damn. Smitty, we got a few other things to talk about we didn't get to, but we'll get to tomorrow. It is going to be Work Boot Wednesday. We got our main man, Major League Baseball pitcher. Our main man. He's going to have a segment since his name is Keynan, and he is going to have key thoughts. His key thoughts. Keynan Middleton joins the St. Louis Cardinal pitcher, is in training camp out in Florida. He'll be on Wednesdays as our baseball insider as he pitches and travels the country in game to game. St. Louis Cardinals, we're going to see how good they expect to be, what his take is on the new base sizes and the pitch count rule. We're going to dive into that with him. He's going to have key thoughts. We're going to dive into that. Big Matt McChesney joins us tomorrow. And we have a guest tomorrow to talk about NIL and the judge's rule with our great lawyer, Michelle. She'll be joining us tomorrow morning.
Michelle's back.
Michelle will be joining us tomorrow morning. I just got a text. She's on the board. So we'll talk to her about why the judge did what he did.
And I said, hey, when you talk to her, JB. So I said, hey, I ain't seen her in a while. It's been a long time.
You'll talk to her tomorrow.
Well, so I said, hey, you're already texting. So I said, hey.
I'm going to ask her about the Donald Trump lawsuit, too. Why are you turning your head? Racist? Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. Pound the like button, subscribe, become a member. We'll be back in 21 hours, God permitting. Tina, I like you shit talking. Chris of always, Lucy, Jada, everybody in the building. Much love to everybody. Black people shit we'll get to tomorrow. That is the face Smitty's making right now. If you don't know, you don't know. Bailey, take us away. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game.